All right. Welcome everyone back for another Tuesday night talking current events and politics. How's everybody doing out there? We got a good show for you tonight. A lot to talk about. It turns out from everything from Trump potentially about to fire some people, all the bizarre stuff with Candace Owens going on. We're going to talk about, as we always do. This is the show for the politically homeless. So we're going to talk about, what do we got tonight? We got, let's see, a bunch of things on the list here. We got the Epstein files. Where are they? Shouldn't you just release them? Trump signed off on it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Dearborn, Michigan. If you guys didn't see the protest down there, some interesting stuff to talk about with that. We're going to go into that. Talk about how the Senate voted to disavow the Senate, the United States Senate, as in in Congress, spent their time to vote on a bill disavowing Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, because that seems like a good use of our politicians' time. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the economy, because it's in the shitter, of course. We'll then talk about Democrats, Republicans, and always in the show with our greatest ally. Of course, always got to end with that. So, yes, a lot to talk about tonight. Let everybody everybody filter in here as we get started. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing in the chat? Doing good? We doing good? Hope so. All right. Somebody says, I'm from Dearborn. Interesting. You'll probably be able to give us some good perspective on this then as we start to talk about it. Everybody's good, doing good. All right. Like to see it, everybody. Be better if you had those files. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's interesting how we're, we voted to release them, and then now Pam Bondi's not releasing them. We're going to talk about Pam Bondi. She's about to get fired as well, it turns out. We'll talk about why. And then, obviously, Kash Patel is about to get fired, too. Even though I made a video on it. Now, apparently, now it's all over the news today. That apparently the axe is coming. It's coming fast for old Kash. All right, first thing I want to start out with, though, guys. I saw this, and it just made me immediately just so disappointed in our politicians and our country. If you didn't know, we're going to take a look at this right out the gate to start with this. Poland is absolutely crushing it across every metric you could possibly think of. And I just saw their president today. And this is their president, by the way, the president of their country, working out. And we're going to compare it to our politicians here in a second. Let's take a look. I'll turn that music off just in case. So, yeah, wow. This dude's crazy fit and young. Audio's delayed. All right, stand by. This always happens to us. We'll have to switch off this mic for now. Hopefully we can switch back. This. All right, fortunately, we got to do that. Somebody says it's fine. How about now? It's not going to sound as good. I got my filters off. Usually this fixes it. We'll try it again here in about 10 minutes. Are we good? Let me know, chat, how we look. Good now? All right, that's what I figured. All right, fortunately, don't have all the Gucci audio filters on for right now, but whatever, right? Okay, anyway, what do you guys think about that? Just the, president of a country just like shredded and jacked. Doesn't look anything like any of our politicians. That'd be dope if we had that in our country, right? People would just, our leaders were fit and took care of themselves. But, just wanted to put that out there before we start looking at our politicians as we go through the night. That's who, is leading other countries. So, first thing I want to talk about, Candace Owens. We're going to start with Candace. So, if you didn't watch my video on it yesterday, put out a big video about, obviously, the death threats. not really death threats. I guess it's a paid assassination plot from the French government on Candace's life, which everybody thinks, oh, this is Candace. It's bombastic. It's silly. Well, I'm not going to get too into it because that's what Friday's episode is going to be all about, because we talked about the French Foreign Legion connection here. And who better to have on the show to explain, and I talked to him last night on the phone for a while about this, and he actually thought there was a lot of plausibility behind the connections here. Taylor Kavanaugh, for those of you who don't know who he is, obviously very well known in the vet bro space, former Navy SEAL, and was in the French Foreign Legion. So he's going to come on the show Friday, and he's going to tell us all about how the sketchy way people come into that unit, the sketchy way they leave that unit, how they basically reinvent your identity. They gave him new ID cards, like all sorts of crazy shit that they do. But it's actually going to be very interesting, because I talked to him about it, and he was like, he talked about the GIGN, the French, their tier 1 domestic counterterrorism unit that Candace said that's where the hit's coming from. We both agreed that doesn't really make sense. Started talking about the French Foreign Legion side of things, and even he was like, yeah, there's a lot of possibility there. So he's, as an actual expert on the French Foreign Legion, he's going to be on Friday. We're going to deep dive that. So I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds on this, okay? But if you didn't see this, which is absolutely crazy, this just came out that it turns out our government has been trying to blackmail and smear Candace for a while. And Project Veritas is usually pretty good about this stuff. So it says, leaked messages published by Project Veritas appear to show Bill Barr's daughter, directing operatives to blackmail Candace Owens. The text describe efforts to fabricate material, target her family, and destroy her reputation. And here's the docs. It says right here, I need to start working on the blank and the Candace Owens case. And it has all this stuff. Focus on black and blank. Work with Armstrong on this, and send some underage girl to secure him. He's an easy target. The harder one is Candace, because she's very resistant. Gather the group to come up with a good strategy, but don't waste time, etc. Right? And continues here. I've been working on the issue with Candace Owens. We need to blackmail her faster. This is Trump's former attorney general's daughter talking about this. This is insane, by the way. The fact that, our own government officials have been caught talking about trying to blackmail people like Candace Owens. What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? This just broke today. This is real. And again, Project Veritas is amazing at this type of stuff, right? The amount of stuff that they've exposed is incredible. And and it's old, guys. This is from 2021. The point being, this shit's been going on for a while. And this is this is not good. That, again, so everybody who's like, oh, Candace is just being bombastic, Candace is being over dramatic, and then you see our own fucking government tried to blackmail her and set her up, right? And you're like, okay. Somebody says, let's see the hairline. There we go. It's not bad today. Look at that. You happy? I know people are shocked to see that I have hair. Okay. Chill. All right. Anyway, I'm watching the chat. I'm watching you little shitters over there. All right. So if you didn't know, Candace is going to take a little break. Okay. So I don't blame her with all the crazy shit that she's kind of dealing with right now. Because Candace Owens not pulls her show, guys. She didn't pull her YouTube channel down. She's just taking a break. After the White House acknowledged her assassination warning. So the White House, it didn't, and I want to make sure people understand this. Because she says here, and Candace didn't say this, it's just what the way people are taking it, is that the White House, or both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. Emmanuel Macron attempting to organize an assassination attempt per a close source to the first couple. Now, what she's not saying is that the White House is confirming that they know there's an assassination attempt. What she's saying is the White House, she's confirming that the White House has been informed of the potential of that, right? So that's different. But to be honest, if there is some type of big plan, or there was some type of big plan on Candace's life, this by itself is probably going to shut it down for now, because the jig's kind of up. If she were actually to get schwacked now, everybody's going to know who it was. One of two countries, by the way. I will say this, guys. If, let's say, hypothetically, it turns out and gets proven that the French president ordered an assassination attempt on an American citizen's life, what do you guys think should be America's response to that? What do you guys think that we should do if it were to be proven to be true? Yeah, I think so too. I think what you basically say is, Emmanuel Macron, you have fucking 1 week to step down as president. America says this, or we will come skull fuck you into oblivion for planning assassination attempts on American citizens' lives on American soil. That's what you do. Yeah, we'll do a poll. You guys want to do a poll on that? So, if true on Candace from France, the assassination attempt, war, sanctions, nothing. What do you guys think? Or stern warning? Let's go with the stern warning as a fourth. All right, Paul, what do you guys think? And I'm saying, if it's like no shit confirmed, the CIA is like, yes, this is true. They literally were planning an assassination attempt on Candace Owens' life. What do you think the response by the American government should be? Okay, let me know what you guys think on that. Because that really is a strongly worded tweet. Yeah, they have an army. Yeah, if you think France's army can stand up to the United States, if you think any European country's army could stand up to the United States, yeah. I don't think you need war, but you would definitely, in my opinion, you tell Macron he has to step down. Like, you're fucking gone, or we'll handle you. That's like, there's just no excuse for that. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, hypothetically, we're in hypotheticals. We got our tinfoil hats on. All right, let's jump into what I did the video on today. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go watch it after the live stream, which is all the reasons why Kash Patel's dumbass should be fired immediately. I made that video where I worked on that video in the morning, and it was almost like just convenient timing that this is broke all over the internet since my video came out. And that is, yes. Sorry if I'm in the way here. Trump is considering removing Kash Patel as FBI director. This just broke today. Which, I'm not going to take credit for this. I will say I have been making more content shitting on Kash Patel than any other content creator on social media or the internet. You can go back through my videos. We constantly shit on Kash Patel for how garbage he is. And so I will take a little bit of credit if he gets fired, which I do think he's going to. He's going to get reassigned, right? Because Trump loyalists don't get fired. They get reassigned for a more fitting position, which essentially means you got fucking canned, but you're a loyalist, so we're not going to embarrass you. Yeah, so that's actually going on right now. Also, I wanted to show this. There was a Kash got confronted the other day, and this is just a hilarious interaction. Let's give it a watch. And I'm going to take my sweatshirt off. It's getting hot in here.
Kash Patel, the American people want to know, how does it feel to be a cup for Israel? Answer the question.
We're seeing and hearing what the FBI is doing on a daily basis.
You're claiming to serve the American people. You're serving Israel. Does it feel to be Israel's bitch? You don't care about kids getting raped. The American people want to know.
He's a patriot.
Patriot?
He's a patriot.
Rape kids? Is patriotism to
Thank you
you?
for your service, though.
Kids?
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot? Really?
Yes, you are.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Kash Patel.
All right, I don't know who that woman is, but she's based as fuck. Super based. Like, oh my god. Just following Kash Patel around, calling him a fucking cuck to his face. I mean, let's whoever that girl is. Let's just give her a round of applause, a salute. Whether she's a leftist, you know, a groiper, doesn't matter to me. That's what hard-hitting journalism looks like right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's just doing work on behalf of the American people. Excuse me. Also, if you haven't seen the lawsuit, guys, I showed this on the video today. This is a big reason why I think he needs to be removed immediately for him suing Elijah Schaffer. Let's take a look at this quick video from Alex Jones. And then I'm going to talk about what's really going on here. If you haven't watched the video from today, I put out a couple hours ago.
This is unprecedented. This is next level bonker town where they're saying you didn't do anything, but it doesn't matter. You criticize Israel, so we're going to shut you down. This is a threat to everybody, Elijah. They literally say, yeah, you never said anything bad about us, but because you criticize Israel, we're going to destroy you. I mean, this is bonker town. I bet Netanyahu's people wrote this.
The entire lawsuit, that's the only evidence, by the way, guys, that they claim. All that statement that I said all these things about her, then you go, well, what evidence? So where are the posts? Was it a conversation? Was it a speech? No. It was an image that I posted without any words.
All right, so let me explain it, because what he said there is true. I've gone through this case or the court filing for it. Here's what happened. Elijah Schaffer posted a picture, that picture they showed, of Kash Patel and his girlfriend with no words, no text. All he did was post the picture in response to somebody else's comment on Twitter. Kash Patel's girlfriend, then they decide what they're going to do. And again, I know defamation law very well, but I've never heard anything like this. They decide to sue Elijah Schaffer for defamation by implication. And for those of you who may be well-versed in law or business law are going to say, the fuck implication means he implied, right? He implied that she was a Mossad honeypot by posting a picture of them standing next to each other. The thing about defamation is, the whole point of defamation is that I said something false about you, and I knew it was false when I said it. So how, like, you can't, defamation, you can't imply something and defame someone. That's not how implications work. And so what they're doing is saying, well, he didn't actually defame her. What he did, because he has a history of criticizing Israel, and I'm not kidding, this is the lawsuit. He has a history of criticizing Israel, so that's why he implied that she was a Mossad honeypot, even though he never said that. That's what the lawsuit is. It's just a literal direct attack on the First Amendment. Like, there's no context for it ever to be considered defaming to post a picture of someone. And so you got to keep in mind, that's the FBI director's girlfriend who is using Kash Patel's law firm, by the way, for the lawsuit. And not only that, in the lawsuit, what they're trying to do is they're trying to force it straight to a jury in a district in Florida that's predominantly Jewish. Do you know how fucking corrupt that is? It's the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard. That's the FBI director, his girlfriend, doing this. He should be fired immediately for this. Even though, like, look, take away all the 1,000 different things he's fucked up in the last 10 months. That by itself is 10 times worse than anything Comey did. It's not even close. And it's not his wife. We're not talking about his wife. We're not talking about his daughter. This is a random girl, a random girlfriend who, you know, this 27-year-old country music sensation, as he says it. Like, what are we talking about here, Kash? What you doing, bud? You think this is a good idea? And so because of that, we're just gonna play this clip because it's hilarious and I played it earlier. You guys remember this? This is the AI version of this is just the best in the Charlie Kirk case. I know a lot of you have seen this because it was in my video today. For those of you who haven't, let's take a watch.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla. Lastly,
I mean, that's how seriously you can take this guy. He's, at this point, guys, he's in charge of the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And again, you should watch my whole video on it if you haven't, because there's way, way more. Right. And then like this, I showed in the video too. It's not just that. Now he's got a personal FBI SWAT team detail guarding his girlfriend who lives in a different state than him. What? Like, we don't even have congressmen that are getting this treatment. It's so bizarre, dude. It's so bizarre. Now, we also have Pam Bondi, who supposedly is about to get fired as well, from what they're saying. Now, with Pam Bondi, let's ask the chat. Chat, name one thing Pam Bondi has done in 10 months successfully as Attorney General. One thing. One person she's arrested. One person who's been held accountable for anything. COVID, January 6th. Like, I mean, we go down the line. Is there anything? Has she done anything besides just, yeah, somebody said brown nose. Yeah, that's it. She's done fucking nothing. The one thing that they were going to do was try to prosecute Comey and Letitia James, right? We saw that. And they fucked that up. They blew it. And this is why I think Trump's going to fire. Trump's going to fire for this because he wanted Comey's head. And if you guys haven't seen this, Lindsay Halligan, who Pam Bondi put in place to run this case, admitted that she never had a grand jury review the final version of the indictment filed against James Comey. An error that could and it end up did toppling the entire case. Like, the most basic thing in the fucking world. The one person they tried to go after. They're like, you know what? We're gonna get somebody. It's gonna be Comey. They don't even make it to the beginnings of a trial because they fuck up the indictment. The indictment is the documents you submit to try to like start the processes of a trial. They fucked that up, and he's off. Just that fast. That's her claim to fame now. Is like she's 10 months later, and she bolos the one case that she's supposed to be on like immediately. It's unreal. And then obviously when you factor in all of the stuff with the Epstein files, right? With her basically covering that up. So it'll be interesting to see. I think what Trump may do with her, use her to give us a massive redacted mess of the Epstein files when they finally put it out, which we're going to get into the Epstein files next. And then he's going to burn her to the ground after that and blame it all on her. And then say, well, we can't. Well, sorry, you got what you got, but it's Pam Bondi's fault, and I'm going to fire her because she did such a bad job with it. That's what I think he's going to do to her. That's what he does. He just burned Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? Like, he doesn't give a fuck about any of these people. So he's going to use her to take the fall, to turn in a fucking redacted mess, and then he's going to burn her, dude. I think that's what I see happening, at least. So let's hit some super chats real quick before moving to the Epstein files. We don't get too far behind. Happy Thanksgiving, Nate. See you involved. Yeah. You, me, and Kash Patel both. President Trump is 6'4", 200 pounds. Is he? Now, you say that. However, Nate's on the case. Nate is always on the case in these lives. He's always one step ahead of fucking everybody on these lives. Let's take a look. Oh, there's old Trumpy boy with Cristiano Ronaldo. And it looks like Trump, as I've been saying forever, is about 5'10", as he's been absolutely dwarfed by someone who's supposed to be well shorter than him. See, guys, I'm on it, guys. I'm ready for anything when it comes to these live streams. Okay, let's get back to it. I was ready for that. I was ready for it, guys. I was ready. No, Trump's not 6'4". He's about 5'10", 5'11". It is what it is. All right, Papa Spoolie Nate. Much love, homie. And I enjoy your chats on Insta. Happy Thanksgiving for my family. Oh, what's up, Jay Burke? What's up, buddy? Yeah, same to you as yours. You and yours, man. Appreciate it, man. Trump said, dang them experts. Yep. All right, face value not doing good. The government is harvesting more than 50% of the value we're producing, spending it on trash and leftovers. The banking cartel issues our currency. I would say it's over 50%, man. I don't know what the fuck they do with our money, but they don't spend it on anything in fucking America, from what I can see, at all, ever. But who knows? Tax breaks, I guess, for AI companies. Hello, good morning, sir. Good Thanksgiving to you, and may Ganesh shower you with Odin's glory and fortune. But this is okay. I love this. This is a mix between Hindu and Norse mythology, all mixed together. All right, I get it. Let's keep going. With Odin's glory and fortunate before Shiva releases Fenrir's wrath upon us all. Please do not please do not redeem. Love Cash Money. That's a good comment right there, man. For those of you who are well versed in austere religions, right there. Oh shit, W Megs with a big $100 dono. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Just joined late. Nah, you're not late, man. We just got started. Just saying hi. Great show. Thank you very much, man. That's super generous of you. Appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. All right. We need an Edward Snowden release. The Epstein files. We do. Joe says, first they try to buy you, then they try to corrupt you, then they slander and trash you, then they arrest you. Just saying. Yeah, we're starting to see that. No more Israeli. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Tarek, thank you. 22 today. Shit, we got a youngin' in here. Hey, sometimes I notice too much. Glad to have you in here, brother. Glad to see the young generation in here. Cash Patel works for the Little Hats, should be investigated. I think that's kind of a fair assessment. But we didn't say that because we don't want to get fucking sued by his girlfriend. Sam Parker is getting sued for the same nonsense. Yeah, it's going around everywhere. Marcus with the big 50 says, Ball BFT, we love you. Beer on us. Thank you, brother. We're back to some. Well, the wife doesn't know. We're supposed to be drinking wine, but we snuck a few today. All right, we'll get back to the super chats here in a bit. Let's get jumping into the Epstein files. Let's talk about it. All right, I want to show this, guys. For those of you who don't know, you guys know Carolyn Levitt, right? The mouthpiece, the defender of pedophiles. This is kind of her whole thing. How like that's her whole deal, right? How do I defend PDFs? Carolyn Levitt. Did you guys know this about her? That she's 28 years old, I believe, and her husband is fucking 60. He's 60 years old, by the way. Karen Levitt's husband is 60. So let's take a look. And let's see why. This is why she had to marry a 60-year-old man.
Tell us about your husband.
Sure.
And how you met, and also the fact he's, I think, 32 years
Yeah.
older than you,
Yeah.
which is unusual. But
It is.
but you're a very mature person,
Yeah.
so probably could you not find
Yeah, I don't think
boys
she
your
is,
own
actually.
age who are as mature? Or,
Honestly, no. If you
Yeah.
want to know the truth, but
tell us about.
Yeah, she just couldn't find somebody mature enough, so she had to get someone who was an elderly man. Which, here's the deal. It just hits different when she gets up on that podium and defends PDFs. When you realize that like her husband's the age of her grandfather, you're like, this feels very like grooming. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys are cool and think it's like normal for 60-year-old men to date, mid 20-year-old people. I think it's fucking weird. I think it's gross. I think it's pretty much pedophilic in a way, even though it's not sub 18. Grandpa's dating 20-year-olds is just, I don't know. It's not for me, but it also is very, very weird when she comes out and defends PDFs, elderly PDFs, given what she's got going on at home. Speaking of defending PDFs, did you guys see this guy? You guys remember from the Epstein vote, you had Clay Higgins, who says, am I out of touch? By the way, the context, he was the one person in Congress to vote to block the Epstein files, by the way. It says, no, covering for elite pedophiles is a 250-year tradition. And this was his reason. You don't even have to read it. It's obnoxious. It abandoned criminal justice procedures. The one guy who says, I'm taking a stand. The hill Clay Higgins decides to die on is defending pedos. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, guys? How many people are in Congress? 400 and what is it? 450, 460 something. Somebody will correct me in the chat. And you were the one. Check the poll. I will here in a second, Jasmine. You're the one guy who's like, nope. Mm-mm. This is the hill. This is what I came to Washington for, boys. 480. Okay. All right. What's the poll say? Okay. If true on Candace, again, if it was true that we found out the Macrons did order a hit on Candace's life, 43% of the chat says war or threat of war. I kind of like that one myself. Sanctions, 27%, which does nothing. Nothing, which also does nothing. And a stern warning, which does nothing. So we got about half and half. Half want war, half want nothing. Which is, I get it. It's kind of fair. All right, let's jump back into it. Back into the Epstein stuff, all the weird shit going on. More people defending pedophiles who died. I used to be a fan of this guy, but I guess not anymore. Which is Jim Jordan, who says, and I quote, we're all for, and this is, they have to put a but in here when you're a Republican. We're all for protecting innocent victims. We're all for exposing the bad guys who did bad guys, who did bad things, but ... And then I didn't know this, but apparently 48 students at Ohio State were sexually abused by the athletic program's doctor while he was a coach there. So, yeah. That's pretty bad. That's pretty gross. If true. Yeah, I don't know why there should be no but there. There's no but when you're talking about exposing pedophiles, guys. At least there shouldn't be. But here's some more defense. Guys, I don't know if you knew this, but Toria Brooke here had to say that some of the Epstein victims were co-conspirators of Epstein. The women we're seeing on TV, the victims you saw at Washington, D.C., she's saying, they were actually college-age girls, and they were paid for sex, traveling around the world on yachts and private planes, and they made millions off of Epstein. This is what I was talking about with Megyn Kelly, guys. This is the type of goalpost moving, the type of slander, the type of, well, at least they weren't 8 that they're trying to do. Oh, they're co-conspirators. They made millions. What are you fucking talking about? We have pictures of these girls when they were fucking teenagers. Virginia Giuffre, you can see pictures of her with Prince Andrew. She was obviously a young teenager. But this is the move, guys. I've been telling you. I told you last week. I told you in videos. They're trying to normalize this. They're trying Megyn Kelly. They're trying to normalize this behavior. And it's fucking gross, dude. And this one's interesting. I believe this came out last week. Everybody talking about who's in the files. Let's take a look. Let's take a watch this. Trump, because you'll see Megyn Kelly, which I'll show. Actually, I got the clip, so let's just watch this first, and then we'll show, of course, Megyn Kelly's defense of this, but she just can't help herself. We conveniently ignore. Uh-oh, somebody said it's muted. I can hear it. Uh-oh, that's not good. Can you guys hear me? No, this sounds not off for me. Hold on. Let me know if you guys can hear this one. Can you hear this? Can you hear this? No. Shit. Why would that be happening? All right, hold on. Hopefully the stream doesn't go down. Let me reset real quick and see what I can do. All right, hold on. Let's try again. Let's try this. All right.
Was trafficked by Epstein to Trump. There's one who says Trump walked into a house with Epstein and allegedly fondled her upon meeting her. Okay, that's the best they have so far.
You can hear it now?
And
Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Okay. Let's reset. Let's watch this one again then, because it's important for the context of watching Megan's after this. All right. Let me know. Can you hear this?
With you guys, I actually went through the files this weekend in depth. Donald Trump is not only named over and over in them, it is discussed this trial in which he was accused of raping a 13-year-old at Epstein's house. There is extensive discussions about a subpoena of Donald Trump in one of Jeffrey Epstein's cases in which he was accused for rape and sexual abuse. He was subpoenaed and gave a deposition in that case. There is extensive discussion between Donald Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Mr. Wolf about not only Trump coming to his house, but Epstein says in these emails that he has photographs of Trump with girls.
Okay, so that's a congresswoman from the Oversight Committee who's seen the files, by the way. That's not a random person. That's a congresswoman who's seen the files, who said there is literally information in the files accusing Trump of R-ing a 13-year-old girl. That's in the files, according to her. So that's a fucking yikes. But then, now we go back to Megyn Kelly. Here's what Megyn Kelly had to say about it. And again, I don't know where these Republicans, they keep saying this. Like, there's no credible information about Trump in the files. Well,
a single woman who has said, yes, I was trafficked by Epstein to Trump. There's one who says Trump walked into a house with Epstein and allegedly fondled her upon meeting her. Okay, that's the best they have so far. And they're waiting for some sort of smoking gun in these materials. So I think Trump did his 180 because he had to. He knew he was going to lose it. There is not.
So Megyn Kelly said there's not one victim. She said there's not one victim who's come forward and accused Donald Trump of anything. Besides like Katie Johnson, besides like 3 other of the victims who have literally come forward and said this. I don't understand where we're picking and choosing. Now, these are accusations, right? But for Megyn Kelly to say not a single victim has come forward and said that, what are you fucking talking about? There's been like 4 victims come forward and say that about him. Now, they're accusations. We don't have proof of that necessarily. Well, maybe in the files. But like, what are you talking about, Megyn? Multiple. We've shown the clips on this show of like 3 or 4 different women at this point who've accused Trump directly when they were teenage girls. Again, I don't know what's in the files. We're not going to get what's in the files, but it's just so weird to me, like the coverage they're trying to run. And again, I'm not sure what's going to happen. We'll find out, but very, very bizarre. Okay. Anyway, so where are the files? Where are the files? Why aren't the files released? Anybody want to answer that? Trump, like it got voted through Congress. Trump signed it. Where are the fucking files? Anybody? Nobody got anything for me? Yeah. All right. Now, yeah, they're going to be heavily redacted. And we're just not going to get a lot of them too, guys. Anything that's high side, by high side, I mean classified intelligence apparatus, NSA, CIA, we'll get none of that. Not a single fucking document. So remember Bondi? Excuse me. Bondi said there's thousands of pictures and videos of these men assaulting these women. Bondi said that. She said there's thousands. How many pictures and videos do you think we're going to get? We'll get zero of those. We're going to get nothing in the classified, nothing in the high side. We'll get none of it. I can promise you that. I would stake a heavy amount of money on it that we won't get anything real like that. They can't put it out. So, all right. That's it for now for the Epstein. Again, I don't know why we haven't got the files yet. We're not going to get them. It'll probably be day 30. And there'll be some reason why somebody said Cash's dog. Cash's dog ate the files. Probably. All right, next we're going to talk about Dearborn, Michigan, and oh my God, the Christian versus Islam protests. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I've got my own feelings about this. Let's hit a couple super chats so I don't fall too far behind, and then we'll jump into that. Okay. Ren says DOG Barbie needs to go. Yeah, Bondi's fucking worthless. I agree with you on that. She's done nothing of value so far. President Nixon says, FYI, connection between Epstein, Macron, and the elites of EU just came out. Foreign Legion is used for killing on U.S. soil. Yeah, well, the Foreign Legion itself is an organization, probably not, but pulling people from that used to work or be a part of, and that's what Taylor is going to walk us through on Friday, is more realistic. But we'll let him explain that to us once we get there. Are they prosecuting under NSPM-7? I have no idea, Deborah. I don't know. Bondi with failed Botox. Bondi gives stern warnings to bad guys. She does. She's the stern warning queen for sure. That's about it. Cash done sold the farm for some juice and some, a little bit of a mix of both on that one. If Comey's guilty for lying to Congress, Bondi better prosecute old Cash as well. And Bondi probably going to get prosecuted herself. I showed in my video on Cash today multiple times he's been caught lying under oath in front of Congress. Thank you, Jody. FYI, Comey trial was bread and circus. Comey knows the Epstein files. It was planned to fail. Power protects power. Nothing will happen. Zero arrests. I agree. Nobody's getting arrested. Nothing's going to happen. We all know that's how that works at this point. Nobody's getting in trouble on either side. Bill Clinton's not getting in trouble. Trump's not getting in trouble. Nobody's getting in trouble. Welcome to all our vets and appreciate your service. Thanks, brother. Vermont press release. Appreciate it. Trump is nuts if he thinks America First supports him. Oh, Cora, don't worry. We've got a whole section in you guys want to see? No, we'll get to it. I got a whole section on what Trump thinks his approval ratings are right now. Apparently, they're the highest of any president ever that's ever lived. And I've got the actual breakdown of approval ratings going all the way back to JFK that we're going to look at, see if that's true. But thank you, Cora. We'll get to that. Don't be dumb says super excited. I got hit for our greatest ally in Fallujah 07 combat engineer. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. And fortunately, yeah, it pretty much all was for our greatest ally, at least in Iraq for sure. Maybe not so much Afghanistan, but I'm with you on that. Hi, Nate. Cheers from Oz, ex-SOAR support staff. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Nate, will the FBI be able to get Ryan Wedding out of Mexico and arrest him? I have no idea. I don't know. I wouldn't trust the FBI to do it. FBI works domestically, probably more like the CIA that would have to pull that off. Fentez is only 26. I think he's 27 now. However, if he runs for president in 15, 20 years, would you vote for him? I don't know. I'd have to see where he's at politically at that point. Currently, right now, with his views, no. He's an important part of the movement, but yeah, he's. We'll get in it. We got a section here on Nick in a second that we'll talk more about that. Someone must hate Clay. He was the only guy who didn't get the memo. Yeah, I know, Thirsty. Nobody clued him in. Hey, dude, everybody's gonna vote yes to release the files, and he's just like, whoops, my bad. Only guy to protect PDFs. Yeah. Is our country done for? Oh, Kim, I hope not. I mean, we've been saying that our country's going to be done for probably like 200 years, probably since the Civil War, and we just kept chugging along. But I mean, at some point, something's gonna break, because especially with the economy. We'll talk about that. We got a whole economy section. We'll get into it. What's the most famous French expression? I give up. Yeah, fuck the French, dude. I hate the French, man. Most global war on terror veterans hate the French because they bailed on us early in the global war on terror. But it's just personal feelings. Ballsack, nice name. Oh, and profile picture with a $100 dono. Thank you. You should get Candace on a live and give her advice. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll tell you guys, I've reached out. I've talked to Ian, and like willing to give Candace any help I can, and he's relayed it to her, so she knows. So if she's ever interested or wants my advice or mentorship when it comes to keeping herself protected, I'd love to help. So yes, I have reached out. As much as we love Candace, there are folks that believe that the government would go to war for that. No way, no one hell. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't. But I'm not saying Candace specifically. I'm saying it could be anybody. It could be a U.S. diplomat, a president. It could be a U.S. politician, businessman that we found out a foreign nation's president planned the assassination of. Nah, dog. You don't let that stand, in my opinion. Hello, all you lovely turds. Thank you. Carolyn Levitt wasn't even married to that guy when she got knocked up. Gross. So she just got knocked up by a 6-year-old dude and then married him after. Gross. Yeah, I've actually heard that, so I believe you. Matt says, prior digital director for a 2016 presidential campaign as a Christian conservative. Hard to watch what's going on now, and we know how the sausage is made. Stay bold and unapologetic, Nate. Initial success, total failure. Appreciate you, Matt. All right, a couple more, then we're going to jump back into it. All right, should I date Megyn Kelly's daughter just to prove Megyn wrong? Oh, my God, dude. No, please don't do that. We don't need to prove the point that hard. Ray, I appreciate you being willing to prove some points, but let's not encourage that. But thank you for being, a soldier in the cause, I guess we could say. Of course, as Ohio State has a bunch of buildings on campus named after Epstein's buddy Wexner of Victoria's Secret. Jim J was coach under Strauss, who essayed 162 boys. There you go. And now he's in Congress trying to have reasons for not releasing the Epstein files. Gross. Don't like that guy anymore. Seen Katie Johnson's affidavit on YouTube about Trump? I have. Yep. Katie Johnson, also, the main person who's accused Trump when she was 13 of R-ing her. Megan, the others are just major now when it comes to like when someone refuses to believe their spouse cheated. Yep. All right, let's jump back into it. We'll get to the rest of the super chats as we go. I don't want to spend too much time on them. What we need to do, if you guys seen this, Dearborn, Michigan, chat. You guys been following Dearborn, Michigan? Let me see. Before I want to put out a poll before we get into this. I want to see, before you hear my take on this, okay? I kind of want to get your guys' take. Who's wrong in Dearborn protests, okay? And if you haven't seen, you can abstain from the vote. Is it Christian? I want to put in quotes here because it's actually important. Christian protesters, Muslim, I mean, it's just the people that live there, Muslim citizens of Dearborn. Let me know. Oh, and then if you know what's going on, Jewish agitators. Okay. That's your options. Sorry, I don't know why that popped up. Oh, okay, we're good. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Who's in the wrong in Dearborn for what everything we've seen? If you haven't seen the protests, we're going to look at the protests here in a second. All right. So let's see. Let that poll run for a little bit. Okay. If you haven't seen, I'm sure if you have seen, here you go. You got this. Jake Lang, the Christian hero who's saving Dearborn. Let's see what he has to say here.
Dearborn, Michigan, for the march against Islamification. We will not let our country fall and become like London. We will stand strong against these Islamic invaders. These jihadis will have to go. Christians in America, you need to stand up before your daughters are raped in the streets like the animals that they...
Okay, that's probably enough of that guy for now. And then I'm going to show you some more of what he was doing. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is going to give us context to who's at fault. All right, here's another one. Let's watch this.
Burn a Quran in retaliation for assaulting one of our patriot heroes here, Cam. America's a Christian country, and we could burn any type of book we want here. That's what our founding fathers would have done, and that's what we're going to do right now.
Wow, so Cam took refuge here inside of this RV. He got pepper sprayed, and now they're going to be burning a Quran. This is about to go. This is about to get wild.
Come burn it, man. Come burn it. Don't say come burn it. Don't say come
All right. So we'll look a little bit more at this in a second. But I'm going to give you guys my perspective on this because there's been a lot of people talking about this. I haven't talked about it at all yet, but I'm going to walk you through this for me personally. I'm going to look at see what the poll had to say. We got who's at fault. 14% said the Christian protesters, 31% said the Muslim citizens, 54% said the Jewish agitators. I can always count on my chat to know what the fuck's going on. So here's the reality of what's going on in Dearborn at these protests. What you have is yes, this dude who is not a Christian, fake Christian. He's a Jew. And he is essentially pretending to be a Christian so that he can incite Christian on Muslim violence. Okay, this has been going on for 3,000 years. All right, this is exactly what fucking the global war on terror was. You can't fool me. Okay, I went and fought a war for this. I'm not fucking dumb. So let me explain some things to you guys before I talk about this. Do I think Islam is particularly compatible with the West or American culture? No, I don't. I personally don't believe that. Does that make it wrong? No, I don't believe that either. I have lived in Islamic countries. I have fought alongside Muslims. Okay. When I was in Afghanistan as a Green Beret, I don't have 50 US soldiers next to me. I've got 11 other teammates, and I'm fighting alongside 60 Afghans. We're all Muslims, and they are fighting next to me, risking their lives for me on a regular basis, walking in front of me so I don't get my legs fucking blown off. So they get their legs blown off before I do as a Green Beret. My interpreters, all of these people who fought alongside us, Muslims, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, Saudis, Iraqis, Kurds, Afghans, they fought alongside us every step of the way in the global war on terror. You know who didn't shed a fucking single drop of blood next to the Muslims and the Christians? Israel. They didn't send a single fucking person. Not one. So, I've never had an Israeli risk their fucking life for me. I've never had a Jewish person walk in front of me to eat an ID so that they died and I didn't. I didn't have a guy next to me fucking shot in a near ambush. He took a bullet that I didn't. That was a Muslim. So I'm not one of these people that just goes, oh, Muslims, bad. Because that's not what I saw when I lived in a Muslim country, when I deployed to a Muslim country, when I fought alongside Muslims, night in and night out. That's not what I saw at all. And so when I see this in Dearborn, what I immediately see is people who are going in and trying to agitate a situation that isn't violent. There's no Sharia law in Dearborn, Michigan. Keep in mind, Islam is the second biggest religion in like 20 states in America. How many terrorist attacks are there since 9/11? None. So now again, I'm not saying that that Islam is directly or really that well compatible with the West. I don't believe that. But it's just fine in their own culture. So I'm not hey, Muslim, bad. That's not how I look at things, because that's not what I experienced. Most Americans, you got You got brainwashed through Islamophobia, just like I did before I actually deployed to an Islamic country and worked and lived alongside Muslims and got the reality check that, oh shit, these people are not that much different than me. And not only that, when I learned about their religion, I learned that, oh, wow, why is my interpreter's name Isa? Why is my interpreter named after Jesus? I thought Muslims hated Jesus. And then I realized through a little bit of education, no, actually Muslims love Jesus. He's the most revered prophet. You know who doesn't love Jesus? You know who believes Jesus is burning in his own hellfire and excrement? You know who thinks the Virgin Mary is a whore? The people in Dearborn who are pretending to be Christians to incite violence. Think about it this way. What you just saw was a dude grab a Quran in front of a bunch of Muslims and try to light it on fire. Regardless how you feel about this, reverse that. Reverse that. Let's say it was a Christian town and a bunch of Muslims showed up, started a protest, and then we're trying to burn Bibles in front of the Christians. What do you think would have fucking happened? As a Christian myself, I'd have knocked some fucking Muslim dudes out for that. I'm not going to let you burn the Bible in front of me. I'll fuck you up for that. So why should we think that they would do anything different? You're trying to burn their fucking holy book in front of them in the streets. What are we talking about here? And not only that, what country are we in? Because I'm pretty sure one of the staples of this country under the First Amendment is freedom of religion. Yes, it's a Christian founded nation, and I believe in that myself. But you still, one of the beautiful things about America is you still have the right. Look at Take. Take. Yeah, you're just a dipshit fucking 70 IQ racist, dude, that got brainwashed into hating Muslims. And I understand that, okay? Like, that's part of America. We get that after 9/11. You're just too fucking stupid to have moved on and used a little bit of critical thinking and realized, like, oh, maybe I got lied to. Right? You did. You got lied to. And then we went and fought a bunch of foreign wars for Israel. That's what happened. So, no, you're not a good fucking person if you go into an area. So people say, oh, you drank the Muslim Kool-Aid. I lived in Muslim countries, brother. You didn't. So you don't get to tell me what to believe. Because again, you didn't risk your bitch ass life for me. People in the chat who are saying, Take, was your bitch ass in front of me risking your fucking legs? No. But Muslim guys were. Night in, night out. You didn't even go fight. All of you in the chat talking shit, you didn't even go fight the fucking war. You probably work at Chevron. Take. Yeah, because you're fucking retarded, dude. So anyway, look at this guy. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. That's why you're talking all caps. You didn't deploy. You're probably a fucking cook, dude. Come on. But to my point, no, you don't go to a protest and start lighting Bibles or Qurans or the Old Testament on fire and wrapping them in bacon and not expect for people to get violent. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Of course that's going to happen. That's crazy disrespectful. And if you think it's not, I promise you, you're the fucking problem in this country. Because you got tricked by Jewish agitators. That's what's going on there. We got tricked into going to fucking war for 20 years. You're getting tricked into inciting riots. It's the same goddamn shit. Like those of us who know the playbook now, we're not falling for this anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody was talking about Dearborn, Michigan until Mamdani ran for mayor. Nobody was talking about this until all of a sudden America flipped on Israel, and the Knesset, in the Israeli Knesset, they said 2 weeks ago, hey, we need to drum up more Islamophobia in the United States so that we can bring back support for Israel. That's what they're saying in the Israeli Knesset in Congress. So open your mind up a little bit and go, am I just a pawn for a tiny little foreign country that's been tricking me for 25 years? Which if you are listening to this and going, he's wrong. Yeah, you're that low IQ dude that hasn't figured it out yet. And that's fine. You might get there. This is IOBots in chat. You might get there, right? I got there. Everybody in the chat got there. You might get there eventually. I mean, I doubt it, but you might. So again, no, this guy, look at this. This guy isn't the hero, dude. You guys think this is the hero? Burning the Quran? Hold on, let's bring this back.
Jesus is king. No Talmud, no Quran. America's a Christian country.
Jake Lang, the internet sensation. He's still a fucking J.
Here it is. Look at all you in chat.
Jesus is king.
There was all you dipshits in chat that fell for it. And there he was, kissing the wall, wrapped in a fucking blanket. Wrapped in the flag. Y'all fell for it, dude. You fell for it. Right? You should be embarrassed that you fell for it. And then not only that, I mean, this is who you're aligned with. This is the type of retard that fucking falls for this. Watch Laura Loomer.
He was actually violently attacked by Muslims in Dearborn this last week. Kind of crazy.
Oh, jump scare. So again, Laura Loomer, who violently attacked, for all you who agree with Laura Loomer, friendly reminder, when I try to tell you that you're retarded sub 70 IQ people, this was Laura Loomer. This was her response to Polymarket saying, breaking. Zoran Mamdani to require all New Yorkers elementary school students to learn Arabic numerals. Oh. Laura Loomer says, you know things are bad when you can't tell if this is real or a joke. Dear God, it's real, isn't it? So fucking dumb. These people are so dumb that they don't know Arabic numerals are just numbers that we use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how fucking dumb these people are. And yes, Arabic numerals. Yes, the thing that all American elementary schoolers learn because they're fucking numbers. We all use them. Laura Loomer. Oh my God. The Islamification of America. Oh my God. That's how fucking stupid these people are, dude. And Laura Loomer has direct access to President Trump as like an advisor. Think about this. This is how dumb these people are. Like these, if you are aligned with that, my God, ladies and gentlemen, Lisa's pissed. Lisa realized that she's dumb as fuck and is like, shit, I fell for I thought Arabic numerals were fucking Islamic too. I didn't, now I feel stupid. Yeah, you should. You should. Because you're fucking dumb. Just like Laura Loomer. Just like Jake Lang. You're fucking dumb. You know? And I get it. It's okay. We'll get there. We're going to get there together. And that's why you're here. You're here, right? And you can learn. Right? I can walk you through it. I can get you to the promised land. Right? That's what we're here for. Okay? Now, good. We got past that. Again, you guys weren't ready for that take, right? I'm sure you're like, oh, this fucking Green Beret fought the war on terror. He's going to be just all against Islam. Again, I'm not saying I want Islam to be, the foundation of America. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not scared of Muslims. I'm not. Because the vast majority of the ones I've ever interacted with have been great people. In Muslim countries and here. That's the truth. And if you think different, it's probably because you've never been around any. And you're just scared. You're just scared because the government scared you after 9/11. And I understand it. Oh, no. Me. You're destroying my worldview. Me. I've never left the confines of my small town. Me. I get it. We get it, Chrissy. We get it. We understand. You're fucking dumb, and we're going to get you there. You just keep coming back, and we'll get you there over time. I promise. We will get you there, okay? All right, next. If you guys didn't see this, Sharia law. Oh, where is Sharia law? Ooh, the boogeyman. Yeah, Sharia law is everywhere in America. It's okay, dude. Oh, turn off Fox News. Please turn off Sean Hannity, for the love of God. Some of you need to turn off Laura Ingraham. Just take a break. Take a fucking break from Jesse Waters, okay? Oh, my God. Good God, dude. All right, let's move on. For all the sub 70 IQs have a stroke. All right, here we go. Let's talk about Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson being condemned by the U.S. Senate, because again, this is definitely how we should use our time as senators, is voting on bills to denounce podcasters. So it says, yeah, Nick Fuentes is literally getting condemned on the Senate floor by Chuck Schumer in 2025. This guy is 27 years old, yet the biggest names in American politics are united against him. They've never been so afraid. And so Chuck Schumer said, I'm leading a resolution in the Senate to reject Nick Fuentes and his white supremacist views. Anti-Semitism and white supremacy have been growing and disturbing currency within the right. We must all condemn anti-Semitism and white supremacy wherever it occurs. For the first time ever, by the way, Congress has never before in the history of the country introduced a resolution disavowing a private citizen. It's never happened. This is groundbreaking. Literally groundbreaking. Never has this happened in the history of the country, and Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson have done it. They've broken everybody. Again, like, how is this the way we're using our time as at the U.S. Senate, the country? And let's just listen to Chuck Schumer, okay? I have it pulled up here. Let's listen to see what he has to say about this. This is, again, a great use of our senators' time because there's not more pressing issues going on in the fucking country to worry about.
And finally, on anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism in America has reached a dangerous tipping point. Jewish Americans are facing threats, harassment, and violence at levels we have not seen in generations. And as I have said many times in this chamber, anti-Semitism is the canary in the coal mine. Where there's anti-Semitism, there lurks white supremacy and other pernicious forms of hate. Well, 3 days ago, the President of the United States declined to condemn Nick Fuentes' hateful views and defended Tucker Carlson's decision to give Fuentes a platform.
Yeah, good. We gave Trump credit for that. Good. No. Oh, no. Tyler, you're a fucking idiot, dude. No. So, think about that. We have Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader, introducing legislation to disavow Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. You can't make this up. Like, it's so crazy. And let's watch Nick responded to this too. Let's see what he had to say of Chuck Schumer disavowing him in the Senate floor. Oops. All right.
An anti-Fuentes bill in the United States Senate. And I guess I am now an enemy of the U.S. Senate at what it has come to for doing a talk show. We'll see where it goes. I don't know if they're going to bring it to a vote, and I'm sure if they did, it would pass. But it's pretty disturbing. I think this would be the first time ever in the history of the United States that the United States Senate has condemned a private individual by name. Somebody asked ChatGPT. I don't know how reliable that is. I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe, at least in my lifetime, this is the first time a private individual would ever be condemned.
Think of it like a 27-year-old edgelord. Like, here's the thing, guys. Nothing he's saying nothing Nick says is like any worse than you would find in the average Gen Z dude's Discord chat that's like gaming on Call of Duty. Not only that, guys, remember, I don't know, those of you who are a little bit older like we are, that grew up with the internet. Do you guys remember what the internet used to be like 20 years ago? Like, if you got on Call of Duty, the shit you would hear is like 100 times more racist than anything he's ever said. And this is what we're fucking worried about in the Senate. A 27-year-old saying edgy things on a podcast. Which, the thing is, like, you know the dude's over the target, right? Like, when everybody's that worried about this. And even Tucker came out and he said this in response to the same thing.
And I got like written out of conservatism, whatever that is. It's not conservative, but because I interviewed Nick Fuentes, and my point, I said right in the interview, I'm totally opposed to anti-Semitism, just so you know.
Yeah.
And he said he agreed on whether he does or not. I'm not in charge of his soul, but I am. But I interviewed Nick Fuentes because I wanted people to think about, why is this guy the most popular, much more popular than I am, influencer among young men? And it's because they've been destroyed by us. And that's a freaking fact.
Yeah.
That's what they don't get. This is what the boomer generation doesn't get, is that the Gen Z, the young male demographic, has been utterly gutted and fucked in our country. They can't afford fucking rent. They can't afford a house. The labor market doesn't exist. Those of them that went to college, they got out of college and they realized there's no fucking jobs. The average age of a first-time home buyer is 39 years old. That's my age now. The average age of a home buyer in general is 60 years old. So why are you fucking surprised that the young male demographic is turning to Nick Fuentes and Zohran Mamdani, depending on which way they lean politically? To me, it's so fucking obvious. It's like, of course, we destroyed the economy. We destroyed their futures. Social Security is not going to exist probably by the time even us watching this, are going to get there. They can't start families because they can't afford to buy a fucking house. And who wants to start a family living in a one-bedroom apartment? Yeah. No shit. No shit Nick Fuentes is popular with the young men, because he's saying all the things that are resonating with them, because he is one of them. And it's crazy to me that these, like, well, it's all these fucking, boomers. And I don't want to knock on the boomers, because we got boomers in the community too. But they get it, right? It's like they have no fucking opportunity. So of course they turn to radicalized, whether it be to the left or the right, far left, far right. Of course, they turn to socialism or they turn to nationalism. Duh. So to me, it's like crazy. Like, oh, we got to disavow this kid because he said edgy things online. Ooh, you're not getting it. I know this because I got teenage kids. I can listen to them talk. They say edgy shit. Who cares? Not only that, the vast majority of us here, if you got into our group chats, we'd probably all be fucked. If you guys got into a group chat with me and JD DeLay and Jesse on Fire and Ian Carroll, and you saw that group chat, you'd probably be like, wow, that's way worse than anything Nick Fuentes has ever said. Or any military group chat that's ever existed. You're like, oh shit. None of that sounds that bad anymore. Right? We all fucking know that. Right? It's just that this is a kid that just doesn't give a shit and he'll say it in public. Right? And that's why I don't care. And that's why most of you don't care. Right? It's just these old Mark Levine, Sean Hannity fucking boomers that, clutching their pearls. Chuck Schumer. Oh my God. Anti-Semitism. Then you got this, the Daily Wire. Watch this one. I don't know who this guy even fucking is, but he thought he was going to have a sit-down talk with the Groypers. So I wanted to use this one just because Beryllium Live. I don't know him. I haven't seen his stuff before, but I saw this and his response is fucking hilarious. But I don't know if you saw this Gen X Ben Shapiro fucking little simp that works for the Daily Wire, what he had to say.
Groypers, let's talk man to man, because you need to hear this. Not from someone trying to score points or go viral, but from someone who actually cares about where you end up. But here's the truth. You're being lied to.
I'm just gonna stop you right there. How about you go fuck yourself? That's simple. Like, how about you just go fuck yourself? Like, I'm so sick of these stupid deer groypers videos I'm seeing all over X. Condescending Zionist shell coming out of the woodwork to try and talk to us, try and talk to actual right-wing people who simply just want to put America first, as if we're some kind of demonic force. Your boss is Ben Shapiro. Your entire job is to run cover for the state of Israel. Did you forget that? Why are you talking to me like you're my dad? Like, did you forget that your job is to be a Shabbos goy for Ben Shapiro? Your job is to take the narrative, corral it together, and then present it to boomers who are dying of dementia. That's your job. What the fuck do I relate to you about? We just want our country back. It's that simple. What did you think was going to happen? You priced us out of the bread and you priced us out of the circuses. What the fuck do you want us to focus on? Did you think you were going to run this racket forever? Like, did you think you were going to run the Black Rifle Coffee fucking Matt Walsh racket until you were dead? Like, did you think that this was forever? No. We were going to grow up and realize that you're the problem. You want to talk about man to man? Let me ask you this. What are you going to say to your grandchildren? And they look you in the face and ask you, what side were you on?
You're groypers.
Oh my God. That dude went hard, dude. And I mean, he's not wrong. Also, like, these Matt Walsh-esque, like Gen X dudes, bro, you're not a man. Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, you're not men. You're physically weak, emotionally weak. Nothing about you. Like, you have no business being the faces of conservative movement to begin with. Matt Walsh, I mean, like Nick has said about him, you know, I'm a man. I've got a beard and a flannel. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, guys. Like, these guys, all of Daily, I said this before, all right, and I'll say it again. I said this on a live the other day. I said, I will challenge the entire roster of Daily Wire, all like fucking 7 of them, to fight me in the cage at once. You can get Shapiro, Knowles, Walsh, Clavin, Rubin, all fucking 5 of them. This fucking bald idiot, all 6 of you. I'll fight all 6 of you by myself in the cage. I've put this out before, and I swear to God, you guys think I wouldn't do it? I 1000% would fight all 6 of those motherfuckers in the cage by myself. Clip that, send it to them. It will donate all the money to fucking charity. I'm not kidding. That's how fucking weak all these fucking men are. And they're pretending to be the face of conservatism. Like, you're going to lecture groypers. This guy, this fucking idiot. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Yeah, your money should be on me. I'm twice the size of all of them, by the way. That would be, you guys know, like the 100 men versus a gorilla. How about 6 Daily Wires versus Nate? That's legitimately what that would look like. I mean, I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm a tough guy. But I'm twice the size of all of them, twice as strong, and I fucking train combatives all the time. So yeah, I'll fight everybody at the Daily Wire, all of you, at once. Somebody set it up. Somebody who knows the Daily Wire set that up, because it'd actually be hilarious. But to my point, like, you guys aren't the face of conservatism. You're not role models for young men. So like trying to be like, oh, we got to disavow Nick Fuentes. Like you're going to step up, Ben Shapiro, you're going to step up and be the role model for young men in Nick's place. Really, Ben? Come on, dude. Come on. I'm not rage baiting. I've offered this already. Call Dana White. I will fight all 6 of those dudes by myself. It is what it is, man. So yeah, don't lecture fucking young men. Whatever your fucking name is, guy who I'd never seen that guy before. I didn't know he worked for the Daily Wire, but It is what it is. All right, let's hit some super chats. And then we're going to take a little mid-show break like we normally do so I can pee. And then we're going to jump back into the economy after that. All right. Some quick super chats, though, so we don't fall too far behind. Again, guys, clip that and fucking send it to the Daily Wire. Be like, hey, Nate from Valhalla VFT wants to fight all 6 of you at once. And he'll donate. We'll all donate the money to... Guys, we can donate it. How about this? I'll even offer to donate the money to the IDF if you want, if they win, right? We'll donate all the money to the IDF. Send that to Ben Shapiro. Maybe that'll bring him in. You know, maybe not. But anyway, we're getting out of control, right? We're falling apart here on the seriousness of the show. All right, let me catch back up to where I was. Was it here? Let's see. I think it was this one. All right, Mark says, it's unfortunate these women won't get justice unless the money stops flowing to stop information from getting out. The Epstein victims, yeah, they probably won't ever get justice, to be honest, which is sad. Clear and present danger. The real files were deleted years ago. I believe this. Or Israel has them. I think that's really more of what's going on. This is the whole reason Trump turned Epstein in, a plea deal. Mark my words. Trump turned Epstein in because they were having a fallout over a real estate deal, actually. And then they stayed friends after that, turns out, from the emails we found out. So much gaslighting. Yep. Real Bays. That's a professional photo you got there. Says, Megyn Kelly sit on the fence of every issue. I created multiple models with AI to research the case myself. I'm confident with the team and better computer. I can fill in the blanks with those redactions. I'll share very soon. Interesting. Yeah, she does. She sits on the fence on pretty much everything, except for PDFs. And then she's like devoutly defending, which is bizarre. Joe says, for me, the files have become the current carrot and the stick. It's a never-ending taunt. Tease and weapon they choose to use. Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? It's been 6 years. 6 fucking years. Through 2 administrations, and we've gotten nothing. Why weren't the files released under the Biden administration? Because, I know everybody says this, the reality is because there was actually an investigation going on into Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell both. So the excuse that Trump's administration is going to use now that they opened an investigation is the same excuse they were using back then. So they're crafty. Both sides are crafty. God bless the homeless vets. I agree with you on that, brother. Big BS not releasing the videos. Chris Hansen has been doing it for years and still is. They could easily put the damn predators. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Call Chris Hansen. Also, was JD in the chat? I thought I saw people talking about JD in here. Anytime we're talking about exposing PDFs, that's our guy. By the way, if you want a good hat, head on over to JD Delay's page. He sells those. The real MAGA hats. All right, to all my veterans, family, or veteran friends, family, and you, Nate, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, man. Hope you and the family have a fun Thanksgiving. And to all you guys, we got Thanksgiving coming up a couple days, right? Hope you guys all have a good Thanksgiving. Is it true Erica's 8 weeks pregnant? I see the guys. That's TMZ. Like that's a little bit too TMZ for my channel. I thought about doing an episode on Erica Kirk being pregnant with JD Vance's baby, and I was like, I can't do it. I'm like, that's too TMZ even for Nate. We gotta not do it. It's probably not true, but who knows? Fucking who knows, man? At this point. All right, was it Jefferson who said every great nation has a revolution, civil war every 200 years or something similar? I don't know if Jefferson said that, but I mean, most nations actually have a revolution much more frequent than that, actually. Firma Bush, I don't know if that's spelled right. I don't even know what that means, Melissa. It's French. Real Bay says Jake Lang appears to be a fake Christian acting in the interest of Zionists. That's exactly what it is. Yep. Is it true Eric American's probably? We don't know. I hope not, because my God, if that's true, then it's somebody's baby, and it ain't Charlie's. Ethnic American. What is ethnic American? Ethnic Americans need to stand together like every other ethnic group. First Naturalization Act of 1790. Jake Lang is a subversive longnose. Yes, he is. What's an ethnic American, guys? What does that mean? White European? I mean, that's how I would have to look at it if you're going to say ethnically or Native American. What does that actually mean? I just like culturally American, man. If you love this country, I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. If you wholeheartedly agree in American culture and America and the Constitution, it doesn't really matter what your religion is. It doesn't really matter what your race is. That's what's important to me. So yeah, I have a bigger problem with introducing, and that's why I said personally, I don't think Islam is conducive with American culture in general. But that doesn't necessarily mean I think it's wrong. I just don't think that it's compatible. The same way as I don't think Chinese culture is compatible. The same way I don't think Latin American culture is compatible. If you want to come to America, you need to assimilate to American culture. I'm staunch on that. Maybe that's a far right belief, but I don't need you coming to my country and like not learning the language and not assimilating to my country, to my country's culture. Go fucking live somewhere else if you don't want to assimilate to our culture here. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. It doesn't matter. Assimilate to our culture, and I'm there with you, brother. But if you don't want to assimilate, then get the fuck out of my country. That's America first, baby. That's the way it goes. You know? So that's how that's my feelings on it. Maybe that's unpopular, but you know, it is what it is. They're all at fault. Hart Seller Act. I don't know what that is, homie. Truth says, I have lived right by Dearborn for my entire 34 years of life. The population of Dearborn has always been mostly Muslim. They haven't done anything different, but now their existence is suddenly a problem. Smells like tiny hats. Look at that. And everybody you talk to or I've talked to that lives near or in Dearborn, even the whites will tell you, white Christians will tell you exactly this. But Islamophobia is an important thing for the tiny hats. I'm telling you. It's by design. All right, thank you for an open forum. When you were there, how many IDF did you see? Downrange, 0. Israel supplied nothing to the war effort for 20 years. Nothing. Saudi Arabia did. Turkey did. Australia did. Czechoslovakia did. Romania did. It's like 70 fucking countries did. But not Israel. They're the one country that didn't supply us anything other than like a bulldozer, I believe. There was a bulldozer that got used in Fallujah in 2003. That's like it. So yeah. There's a big book covering Jewish manipulation of the government culture called Bible. All right, that's good. That was good. Brian, that was a good joke, dude. I did not see that coming. I didn't see that joke coming. That's a good joke. And I agree with you on that, actually. In my city, a J6 days before was advertising on FB about going to said protest to agitate. Oh, yeah. So obviously January 6th was full of agitators on both sides. For sure. Do you even lift, bro? Thanks for your service. I do. Every day, homie. They helped the Romans nail him to the cross. Just saying. They didn't help him, actually, Ryan. If you read the Bible, they begged for him to be nailed to the cross. And the Romans didn't even want to do it at first. They wanted to release him. And they literally would not let it go. They kept whining. Come on, you have to help us. It's against our religion. We don't want to do it. So yeah, they didn't just help him. They're the entire reason behind it. Dearborn, or hey Dearborn, this is America. We separate church and state in good old America. So put that aside. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, or Jewish. Just saying. Yeah, man. I agree with you on that. Annian says, dude, we can't be having this whiplash. We shouldn't be hating anyone. Great point. But we should not embrace Islam because we are critical of international Jewry. It's not about embracing, brother. It's about not hating people based off of their religion. You don't have to agree with it, but again, I'm also not trying to import cultures from foreign countries. That has a lot to do with it for me too. Like, I don't want millions of people from Islamic countries imported here, just like I don't want them imported here from India or from China or from Russia or from Ukraine or from fucking anywhere else. Because this is America. It has nothing to do with, for me, it has nothing to do with Muslims specifically. I don't want, because what you do, because this is what happens. If you import massive swaths of people from a foreign country and a foreign culture, and then they all live in one area, they don't assimilate. And that is the last, well, Australia, I mean, Australia is a little different because we're pretty partial to Australia. But wow, look at this guy. Let's give everybody a warm welcome to Pure Jones, who apparently this is his first time ever on the channel. Says I'm a shill for Trump. So everybody welcome Let's welcome Pure Jones here. Everybody say, welcome to the channel. We see that you've never been on this channel before, so welcome to Pure Jones. Glad to have you here, brother. You've obviously never watched any of my content before, so good to have you. Glad you're here. All right, I'm 1000% with you. No normal person burns any religious book, period. Yeah, it's gross, dude. Especially like, I'm not going to go up to a Jewish person and like burn the Old Testament. I'm not going to go up to a Muslim and burn I'm not going to go to anybody. Like, who does that, man? Because again, if you were to do it in front of me with a Bible, I'll fucking knock you out in the street. And you're going to cry about it, and that's the way it goes, right? So nobody should doing stuff like that. To the Knox, to the Tooks, Cook, Jake's bait, hold this L. Oh, FYA, Nate is not suicidal. Yeah, of course not, man. I'm just telling you, man, if you're a government official, you better bring more than one person here in the middle of the night. It's not going to go real well for you if you don't. All right. Their lies aren't working anymore. We are awake to their wall-kissing propaganda. Keep speaking the truth in America first. Appreciate you, Mad World. All right, you're right. Don't lie. And they say love Jesus. Got brainwashed as a kid in their 90s, 2000s as an adult, and I love cherished Muslim friends. Can't let them brainwash into another war. Yes, there you go. I agree, brother. I got a lot of Muslim friends. No, I'm not going to get brainwashed into that again myself. Spent time in Afghanistan too. We had countless Terps and locals that were always ready and willing to help us out in every way possible. See, it's that way for a lot of us that were downrange. Dr. Wang, burner accounts in chat. Yeah, maybe. No issues with Islam existing in America. I do worry about incompatible Islamic anti-Western policies influencing law at any level as Islamic populations rise, though. Yeah, and that's a fair criticism. That's exactly what I was saying, is that I don't think it is culturally compatible on a large scale. And what I mean by that is once it starts influencing laws and things like that, that's when we go, maybe not. Which is what the UK is saying. But you got to keep in mind, where did all those Muslim refugees come from in the United Kingdom? They came from the United States displacing six fucking countries worth of people through regime change and destabilizing their countries in Iraq and Libya and Lebanon and Sudan and Somalia, right? And then pretty soon, if Israel gets their way, Iran. So we destabilized those countries and forced a refugee crisis into Europe. We did it on behalf of our greatest ally. So you can they can complain about it. That's where they all came from. We did that. So maybe what we shouldn't do is keep bombing these countries and keep creating refugee crises. Then they don't need to leave. But just saying. What are your thoughts on the SecDef willing to use ECMA to put a senator idiot carrot. We're going to cover that when we get to Democrats here in a little bit. So it's on the list of things to talk about tonight. So stand by. We'll get there. Says more Christians need to go and read this, the Good Samaritan parable. That's actually, I'm always into a good Bible verse. I'll have to go check it out. I don't know them all by heart. I'm not a pastor. Brother Nate, the dipshits need to free their mind and their ass will follow. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, issues of failing economy soon. Politicians will try to distract with religion and race riots. Yes, this comment gets it. This gets it. Rather than questioning why we can't eat wealth gap. You guys notice how the massive influx and wealth disparity all happened right around the same time after 9/11? If you go actually look at the charts, the massive wealth disparity blew up right after 9/11. Why? Because we got distracted. Left versus right, Christian versus Muslim. We get distracted. They dangle little carrots in front of our fucking faces so we don't pay attention. That's what they do. All right. Don't take these morons, but I appreciate you, Nate. Appreciate you, Nate. Keep it real. Thank you, brother. So confused. I thought Laura Loomer was a woman. It's Jigsaw, baby. She's a scary, scary looking individual, man. She's a fucking psycho too, and dumb as shit. God, could you imagine having that much botched plastic surgery, still looking that bad, be fucking retarded on top of it? Oh my God. I feel bad for that woman. I don't, because she's such a disgusting human being, but What do you think Smedley, Darlington, Butler would do right now, knowing the fascists then are the neocons now? He'd speak the truth regardless of who didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, it's like who's what, right? Like the neocons, the fascists. Who's fascist? The government's pretty fascist. Also, both sides kind of have a semblance of it. Well, Smedley Butler, though. War's a racket, right? Chuck loves the corner chair in the hotel room. Chuck Schumer. Bro, have you seen? I don't know, man. Have you seen his wife? Hold on. Have you guys fucking seen this? I got to exit out of some of these. I've got so many things open here. Let me close them out so I can pull this up. Have you guys seen Chuck Schumer's? I don't know. I almost want to air quote it. Stand by. I know some of you have. I want to apologize in advance. I know this is going to blow some people's mind. Let's get a good one. There we go. Oh, that's too small. Here we go. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's Chuck Schumer's wife, by the way. So you got that going. I'm not gonna get into the speculation on that, but there you go. So I'm not sure he's in the corner chair. Maybe he is. Ugh. Yikes. Rye says, I still can't get over the fact that Chuck has 0 friends, so he made up a fake couple in his book so he could try to relate to people. Yeah. Algebra, more like Al Jazeera. Oh, that's a great one. No more Matt. That's a Laura Loomer quote right there. Chuck Schumer, minority leader. Minority leader. That's a good one, too. So NAMLA gets free speech, but not Fuentes. Yeah, the National American Man Boy Love Association gets free speech, but not Nick Fuentes. APAC witch trials. 38 trillion in debt, and they're worried about podcasters. Yeah, that's exactly what they're worried about. I could list 100 fucking things wrong with this country right now, but thank God the Senate is voting on resolutions to disavow a 27-year-old podcaster. Great. Nate needs to run for president? Absolutely not, dude. Politics are not for me. No, thank you. Not going to happen. Rob, every time I see you, you're just so fucking jacked, dude. God damn. Excellent take on both Fox News and Idiot Schumer from your token. U.S. Navy diver with the strength of 3 men. Well, 2.5 at 58. God damn, you're 58 and you're that shredded, dude. Good for you, bro. Good for you, man. Let's give Rob fucking round of applause. 50 fucking 8 and you look like that, dude. God damn, bro. That's insane, man. I'm on the fucking juice too, bro. I'm on all the juice and I don't even look like that. Yes, juice. I'm fucking juiced. I'm juiced to the gills, boys. And he's way better shape than me. 20 years older. That's crazy, dude. I'm on TRT. You guys are saying this like that matters. Anyway, let's get back to it. Rob, you're fucking shredded. Good for you, brother. All right. Up for Love says there's nothing wrong with the Jewish. Not all Muslims are Islamists. Islamism is a political ideology to which a subset of Muslims adhere to. Extremist groups that use violence is not quite true. America just stopped giving them our money. Okay, like Islam is a religion, homie. If you want to talk about like fundamental Islam or extremist Islam, that's a little bit different. But when you're talking about Islamism, it's not really a political ideology. Muslim is actually not part of the religion. Muslim and Islam are not the same thing, homie. Muslim is more of an ethnicity, right? Islam is the religion itself. So we got to be careful with stuff like that. All right. Hey, Tards in the chat. Might want to think about listening to a Green Beret. How about survival amongst criminals? God bless you. Appreciate it. Joe says young people, unfortunately, have been left with a world where they have to run from one burning house to another. That's the truth, man. All right. People like Nick Shirley or England's Tommy Robinson are both being sponsored by Zionist. Nick, you think Nick is? I know what's the other one? Not Nick. Nick Sorter. Is he? Which I forget which one's which. I don't know. There's a couple of them. I met all of them when I was down in Portland. I haven't seen that really out of Nick Shirley. Seems like he kind of just shows up and just asks questions. But again, I don't know that much about him. So do more research. Judge lied about indictments. Lindsay presented 3 counts. 1 didn't pass. 2, 3, 1, 2 form reprinted with the two-side foreman, normal watch YouTube attorney, Robert Guavalia. All right, Diane. Roger that. Leroy Jenkins. I love a good... You guys, I used to play World of Warcraft when I was in high school. I knew all about Leroy Jenkins. Yep. But you didn't. You guys, you know what will blow your mind? The amount of Green Berets I know that were fucking WoW enthusiasts. 2 of my teammates were like hardcore WoW players. Would be like, get done from a mission and like get back and like join their raids. Like right after a combat operation. It's fucking crazy to see. But yeah. Lot of WoW enthusiasts in Green Berets. It is what it is, man. 6 of me wouldn't get in the cage with you. Yeah, right, brother. Yeah, right. Do you think America First political party is possible? As a party, Heather, I wish it was. The problem is the system is so designed to make sure no third party can ever have any real chance, because what they want is a 2-party system to where it's one uniparty, but the average person thinks they're getting a vote one way or another. Like the pendulum swings back and forth, but nothing changes. And so anytime we've had like a real third party, Ross Perot, right, or Teddy Roosevelt with the Bull Moose Party, things like that, they get shut down, right? The establishment makes sure that this doesn't happen because the 2-party system is designed to fuck the American people over, right? So we get the illusion of choice. They don't want real choices, so I doubt it. But America First, as a sort of subset of a political party, I think is going to have a lot of power in the upcoming elections. What that looks like, I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. 2026 is going to tell us a lot, I think. I asked ChatGPT about what the last time the political climate was similar to today. 1850s was the most similar. Interesting. All right, we got too many super chats. We're going to not cut it. We'll get back to them, but I don't want to spend too much time on before we jump into the economy. All right, so what we're going to do here, we are going to take a 2-minute break. Grab yourself a drink, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about, yes, the economy, because it's not doing great. All right, so we will be back in 2 minutes. So grab your drinks. Prostate break. Yeah, I'm 40 years old, dude. Wish I could do the whole thing without once. If Munchkin is around, I'll bring her. All right, stand by. All right. Sorry, couldn't find Munchkin. Don't know where she was. She's out there sleeping somewhere. I know. I look for her, guys. I don't know where she is. She'll hide in all sorts of like tiny little crevices and cracks. All right, let's jump into the economy. Let's start talking about this. You need 2 more minutes. Well, we're jumping back into the show regardless. We still got a lot to get through. All right. The economy, as I just showed here, let's talk about it. Is it doing well? Well, we got a lot of Fox News stuff here. The reason why I like looking at Fox News, excuse me, when it comes to the economy and polls, is this is like the best case scenario for Trump, right? Because obviously Fox News is MAGA voters, that are watching Fox News. So if you want to get like a real, and hear me out here, you want to get like a real feeling of how bad things actually are. If Fox News voters are saying Republicans are doing terrible, it's probably even worse than that, right? And so you have here, it says Fox News poll, 76% of voters view the economy negatively. That's worse than the 67% who felt that way in July. So 76% of Fox News voters think Trump is doing terrible in the economy. Okay. And here's another poll with the economy.
But the issue of affordability, the issue of how people feel about the economy popping up in our latest polls, personal financial situation now, excellent, good, 40%, only fair or poor, 60%. You can see that changing from July. Condition of the U.S. economy, also a perception totally upside down, 76 to 25, and that changing a bit. And then economic conditions for the nation and you personally, again, 25% positive, 76 negative for the.
So that's really fucking bad. Really bad. And those are Trump supporters that are talking about how bad it is. So, you know, and who's being blamed? Because this is going to be important for the midterms. Because everybody should tell you, oh, well, it's Biden's fault. It's not Trump's fault. But no, according to Fox News poll, 62% of Fox News viewers believe Trump is at fault for the economy, only 32% Biden. Again, Fox News poll, which is going to typically lean heavily in the favor of saying the opposite of that. But no, that's not what's happening. And if we look at what just came out with the new unemployment report, yes, highest unemployment rate in 4 or 5 years. That's not great. None of these things are good, right? But if well, we'll take a look at what Trump thinks about how things are going here in a minute. But there is some interesting things coming up. A lot of promises. Yeah, let's get a poll. Yeah, I like that. Somebody said poll in the chat. Let's poll what you guys think about the economy. All right, let's take it to a vote here. What does chat think about the economy? Oh, let's see. Let's end that poll. And then we'll start a new poll here. Is the economy, we'll just say good. For you personally, let's say economy / affordability. Probably spelled that wrong, but we're just trying to get this knocked out. All right. Pull up. Is the economy in good shape? Affordability, is it good? Is it bad? Let's see what the chat thinks, okay? Now, a lot of promises being made. Here's a new one. Remember, we had the Doge checks, the tariff checks. Here's another one. Trump calls for ending property taxes across the United States. Do you agree with him? Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm all about fucking ending taxes on all kinds of shit. What do you think the likelihood that Trump does that? That Republicans put forward legislation to ban states from being able to charge property tax? What do you guys think? What do you guys think the likelihood Trump actually does that? I bet you it'll never fucking happen, and he never will even try to do it. But it's a fun thing to say. You know, it's a fun thing to talk about. Like, oh yeah, it's like the Doge checks. But let's get another one from Fox News here. This is interesting. So the economy's not doing bad. This is their advice. You know, the economy is so good that this is the advice Fox News is giving about Christmas.
Budget. You need a plan. Also, remember, adults don't need gifts, okay? Focus on the people in your life who are age 3 to 18. Grandma doesn't need slippers. If they don't live by you, don't get them a gift. Now's not the time to spend and break the bank sending packages across the country, Dana. Focus on the people in your life, ages 3 to 18.
There you go. hey, just like don't buy anyone gifts because it's not because the economy's bad, but like this just isn't the time. It's not the time. Like focus on the kids. If the economy's so fucking bad that that's the advice you're giving on Fox News, like, hey, just don't buy anybody gifts this whole season because nobody can afford anything. That's not fucking great. That's not great. And I've seen a lot of these. Yeah, I see him all the time on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but I see his stuff. Elvin Kilgore. I believe he's like some hardcore MAGA dude that's been blindsided, and now he realizes he got duped. Back in April, he said, yes, we voted for this. We're so back. And then as of last week, he says, the government just fucked my family's livelihood, literally destroyed it overnight with the hemp provision. I will not be voting in 2026 or 2028. The GOP sucks and will sell out to lobbies and big donors at the expense of the American people. Fuck the government. Wow. What happened, dude? It's like, oh, welcome to the reality check. That we're all fucked, guy. You know. Oh, here's some more promises by Trump, guys. Here's another one. This was a couple weeks ago. It says, I'm recommending the Senate Republicans that hundreds of billions of dollars currently being sent to money-sucking insurance companies. Also, why are hundreds of billions of tax dollars being sent to insurance companies? Wait, what? In order to save the bad health care provided by Obamacare, be sent directly to the people so that they can purchase their own much better health care and have money left over. In other words, take from the big bad insurance companies, give it to the people. Sounds like communism, Trump. And terminate per dollar spent the worst healthcare in the world. Obamacare unrelated. We must terminate the filibuster. Obviously, that was during the shutdown. There you go. So he's going to send you all this money that apparently I didn't know hundreds of billions of dollars of taxpayer dollars were going to insurance companies. Did you guys know that? That doesn't seem great. Trump's going to divert that and send it to you, the American voter, baby. So now you got the Doge checks coming. It's in the mail. The tariff checks coming in the mail. Now you got the big bad insurance company money. It's coming to you. It's in the mail. All right, guys, you just got to wait. You just got to trust the plan. All right. And while you're trusting the plan, Trump is doing things like making it so that nursing is no longer a professional degree. Because I just don't like when we talk about maybe like a use of our time and our efforts, and we can't seem to do anything America first. This is what we go with. We're gonna make nursing not a professional degree to make it more difficult for nurses to get loans to go to fucking nursing school. So that's what we're using our time and effort on. Didn't COVID teach us like we don't have enough nurses? And now we're going to make it even fucking harder for fucking nurses, medical professionals. We're making it harder for them to become nurses. We're back, baby. So much winning. It's just like, okay, so, you know, and while... Don't worry, while nurses are no longer professional students, a professional degree, we have this. It's going to make you mad, but we're going to watch it anyway.
To get those plants opened, we want you to do that, and we want those people to teach our people how to make computer chips and how to make other things. You can't come in, and I'm explaining, you can't come in, open up a massive computer chip factory for billions and billions of dollars like is being done in Arizona and think you're going to hire people off an unemployment line to run it. They're going to have to bring thousands of people with them, and I'm going to welcome those people. Now, my I love my conservative friends. I love MAGA, but this is MAGA.
There you go. Bringing in hundreds of thousands of Chinese and Indian students and workers. This is MAGA. Somebody said he's right about this. Let me explain why this guy's actually retarded, and he probably works at Chevron and has no idea how high-skill labor actually works. So no. This is not what happens. We don't bring in Chinese students or Indian students to teach our tech workers how to make the chips. For those of you fucking idiots in the chat, let me explain what really happens. We bring in Indian and Chinese workers who high-skilled Americans teach how to do the job so that these companies can pay the H-1B immigrants 30% less than they would an American worker. That's what happens. There's no Indian guy training the Americans. There's no Chinese guy training the Americans. These companies have American high-skilled workers train their replacements who are foreigners to take the job to work for 30 to 40% less. That's what's fucking happening. So all of you who think, oh, well, Trump's right, there's just Americans can't do the job. No, you're fucking dumb and you have no idea how high-skilled labor works. It's all about saving corporations 40% on their labor costs. Has nothing to do with Americans not being educated enough. You're the dumbest motherfucker on the planet if you believe Trump when he says that. They're trained by Americans to replace American workers. Please educate yourself. Okay? Yeah, that's what somebody said. This is the system right now. This is why you should be against H-1B. No, we don't need 600,000 Chinese students. We don't need 1 million H-1B Indian workers. We don't. I'm sorry if you are one, but that's just not like, here's the thing. Think about like, oh, all these Indian workers, these tech workers. The average IQ of an American citizen is 98. The average IQ of an Indian citizen is 76. You might not like those statistics, but it's not, no, we don't need to import these people to do the work. We import them because it's fucking cheaper. It's cheap labor. Do we understand? We're all good on understanding what this whole system is? Because Trump wants his fucking buddies like Elon and Bezos to get cheap labor. That's why they're doing it. Okay? So I know a lot of MAGA that aren't that educated or understand how the system works. This is what I'm bringing you. Okay? I'm explaining you how the real world works. So, again, when you hear Trump say that, that's MAGA, baby. And by MAGA, he means make America great again, asterisk, for billionaires. Asterisk for Israel. Asterisk for Argentina. Asterisk for Ukraine. That's what MAGA means. Make America great again for everybody but American working class citizens. But don't worry. More promises. The $2,000 dividend check making headlines. Could be even more. Just long, yeah, again, in the mail with those $5,000 Doge checks, with those evil medical insurance company refund checks. It's all in the fucking mail, boys. You'll get it eventually. And what is all this turned into? Well, you, the viewer, this is us. This is us on this channel right here. And
This is bad. What is driving these horrific numbers for Donald Trump? Well, why don't we take a look at independents? Trump's net approval rating with independents. Back in January, he was close to even. He was at -4 points. Not great, but not terrible. Look at this number. 43 points underwater with independents in the most recent average of these polls. When you have 43 points underwater with independents, you know you're doing terribly. You can't win with this. If this holds for next year's midterm election, wave adios, amigos. Goodbye. See you later.
100% true. So independents, like, and again, whether you're far left, far right, you don't decide elections. The MAGA base, the far left base, you don't decide elections. Independents decide elections. The swaying middle decides elections. And if you are minus 43 with independents, you're fucking cooked. So cooked. Unbelievably cooked. This is why I've been saying 2026 is going to be fucking disastrous for Republicans. And MAGA hasn't figured it out. It's like, nah, we got to simp. We got to simp for whatever Trump says, no matter what. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. You keep doing that. You're the base. And you're going to have some insanely blowback. Yes, Friday. Taylor will be on Friday. We talked about that earlier, John. But yep, he'll be on Friday. All right. We made it through the economy. Very, very good. Very, very good. Oh, shit. Am I going to be able to do this? Did I mess this up? No, I don't think I messed it up. I think we're good, right? Boom. Here we go. All right. Before we jump into, I believe we're going to jump into Democrats first, right? I wanted to show this. Approval ratings of U.S. presidents in their first 100 days of office. I think it's very interesting to look at. Of course, my favorite president of all time, highest approval rating of all time, John F. Kennedy. Shouldn't be shocked there. Eisenhower, right? Another one, winner of World War II. Reagan, kind of makes sense, although I do think Reagan kind of fucked our country in a lot of different ways. But Carter, one of the worst presidents of all time. Obama, Nixon, George Bush, even in the first 100 days. Even Biden, Clinton. Yeah. Now, again, this is a little misleading because they're only showing all of these presidents here. It's their first 100 days, first term. As you can see with Trump, that's way, way down first term, first. If you were to look at like Obama's first 100 days in his second term, it's a lot uglier, right? But what this is basically showing you is that Trump's basically had universally one of the lowest approval ratings overall of all time of any U.S. president. Which, just something I wanted to show you before we jumped in. Also, you know what's also crazy? Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, guys, was president 25 fucking years ago. That's when he left office. He is younger than Trump and Joe Biden. He left off. He was it 30, almost. It was 33 years ago almost when he became president, and he's younger than both the last two presidents currently right now. Oh, maybe we could stop fucking electing 80-year-olds, like geriatric Alzheimer patients from both sides. Like, could we please stop doing that? Just something to think about, right? All right, let's keep moving. So we want to talk first about the Democrats and their seditious behavior. Mark Kelly is about to be recalled into service so that he can be court-martialed, I guess, with the insanity here. We talked a little bit about this Friday, I believe. It says the seditious behavior at the highest level. For those you don't know, there was a video. A bunch of veteran congressmen came out, told U.S. service members not to follow illegal orders. It was super fucking dumb, super embarrassing for them to do. They didn't say anything seditious. It was just cringe. Trump, however, said this is seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Their words were don't follow illegal orders, which every soldier knows. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President Donald J. Trump. And yeah, with that, let's see if I've got, where's my my Mark Kelly? Oh, here we go. With that, Mark Kelly, who was an engineer, a naval pilot. Also, this is like one of the funniest pictures ever because nobody in the comment section picked up what this person did. So I'm sure some of you guys are going to pick this up with the doctor. He wasn't a doctor. But it's a funny joke. He was, however, all these other things. Naval pilot, highly decorated naval pilot, astronaut, senator. I really, really dislike Mark Kelly personally. Really dislike him as a politician, as a person, a lot of different things. However, I cannot take away from his fucking military service, which is highly impressive, and his overall career. I mean, he's no doubt fucking legit, right? Let me show you what I mean by that with some of these pictures. So, also, Pete Hegseth. Let's talk about this. Pete Hegseth posted this. So he says, Captain Kelly, not only did your sedition video, he didn't make a sedition video. He made a cringy video that was embarrassing. Anyway, intentionally undercut good order and discipline, but you can't even display your uniform correctly. Your medals are out of order, rows reversed. When/if you're recalled to active duty, I'll start with a uniform inspection. Ooh, bringing the hammer down. Until you look at the medals, and you can see these are fucking super impressive medals. I would assume this is a picture in the mirror, and that's why they're reversed, would be my guess. And that's why fucking Pete missed this. You have multiple Valor Awards. Like, these are fucking impressive medals, man. Whether you like Mark Kelly, like I don't, or not. Anybody who's got, I have Valor Awards, right? Anybody who's got multiple fucking Valor Awards, let me say this. Pete Hegseth, you are a non-Ranger tabbed National Guard major. You have no fucking business speaking on behalf of any fucking soldier's medals that include multiple V devices. Whether they're out of order or not, that ain't your place, big dog. You should get right back to your fucking Pogue lifestyle and shut your fucking mouth. We're talking about multiple Valor Awards. Okay? And again, I don't like Mark Kelly, but it doesn't fucking matter if I like him because he's highly fucking decorated when it comes to his military career. Okay? So shut your fucking mouth, Pete Hegseth, when you're talking about medals and awards. Not your place, dog. You don't even have a fucking Ranger tab. And you're an infantry major. That's a fucking joke, dude. Okay? You're basically a fucking Pogue, dude. Talking about a fucking multiple Valor Award recipients medals. No. That's not how any of this works. Okay? Now again, that's me defending Mark Kelly, and I don't even fucking like him. But it doesn't matter if I like him or not. So no, we're not going to recall Mark Kelly to service to court-martial him because he said some cringy comments that weren't sedition. Like, fuck off. Trump, you didn't even serve. Okay? So, like, you want to bitch about Mark Kelly and the things he said, that's fine. But, like, trying to attack his service or his awards, that's fucking embarrassing. Super embarrassing. Okay? This, how we got here, I don't know. But that's where we're at with that. That's my feelings on that. I don't like Mark Kelly. I don't like what he did. I think all the Democrat senators that fucking did that were embarrassing as fuck. However, they didn't actually say anything seditious. So just shut up. Okay. Now, we got to jump into, because we're doing Democrats first, guys. And we got to talk about Gavin Newsom. Ooh, wrong one. This was the second one we were going to do. This is Gavin Newsom's career. Where did my Gavin? Where did my Gavin one go? Did I lose it? Anyway, I lost my Gavin one. What I was supposed to show you first was Gavin Newsom officially announced he's running for president. Officially. This week. So he's let the cat out of the bag. We all knew it was coming. But he's officially running for president now. I think he's going to win. I've said this, and I'm going to keep saying this unless I see anything change. I think Gavin Newsom has the highest chance to win in 2028. I don't think anybody's going to come close. I'm not personally happy about that at all. But I just think, time for another drink. Yeah, you're going to want it for this. Just a reminder, in California, right? Number one in unemployment, homelessness, rent price, overall tax burden. And now people want him to be president. There's a bunch of other things too. I think he's a used car salesman. I think he's a snake oil salesman. We can see how well he's run California. It's not good. He also is another He's going to kiss the wall. We all know it. He will not win. Yeah, well, you can hope and pray that he doesn't win. But when Trump is minus 43 underwater with independents, you think JD Vance is going to fucking win? Really? You think if they put JD Vance, which is, I made this joke the other day, Gavin Newsom and his Republican counterpart, Gavin Newsom, they're both the same person, basically. They're just reptiles that just say whatever to get elected. Following, keep in mind, if we're on the same track we're doing right now with Trump, burning in for the next couple of years, keep in mind, Republicans are going to get blown out in 2026. They're going to take the House. They're going to take the Senate. Trump is going to become a lame duck president. Trump will get nothing done for 2 years. And the economy is going to be terrible. Affordability is not going to get better. And you think they're going to run Trump's vice president against Gavin Newsom and he's going to win? Now, if Republicans can muster up better candidates, I don't know who they are at this point. Maybe MTG, Massey. There's a lot of people talking about that in the chat. Who knows? Maybe. But I think, and you can ping I've been saying it so many times that 3 years from now, we can look back and see if I was right. And again, things could change. I do not want him to win. It terrifies me. The thought of Gavin Newsom winning with a Democrat-controlled House and Senate is terrifying to me. It'd be my YouTube channel is going to disappear. It's going to get nuked from orbit. Censorship, like fucking everything's coming back. You're going to have all the craziness come back. I would much rather have Bernie Sanders. Please give me Bernie Sanders as a fucking candidate instead of Newsom. At least I know what Bernie stands for. Right? The Gavin is just a fucking reptile. Just the swamp. I'd vote for Bernie way before I'd vote for Gavin. I'd vote for probably AOC before I vote for Gavin. But anyway, guys, it's scary. It's scary out there. All right, another one. Have you guys seen this? We're doing Democrats again right now. Stacey Plaskett's in hot water because she got caught texting Jeffrey Epstein during what was what's his name? Trump's lawyer. Chat, help me out. I'm brain farting. Trump's lawyer. The trial. Come on, chat. Somebody get me. Is it Cohen? Cohen's trial, right? Somebody got it. Somebody help me out, right? Come on, chat. We got to have some people in here. Yeah, Cohen. Okay, good. That's what I thought. She got caught texting Epstein, giving him giving her information and questions to ask Cohen during the trial, which is not great for Democrats.
Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
So, yeah. I mean, the fact is you had Epstein's number. You were in direct contact with him. Anybody, left or right, who was actively working with Jeffrey Epstein, to me, yeah, you should be you're gone. She should be gone. Get her the fuck out. That's there's no place for that, man. You can use whatever excuse you want to me about why you were literally texting Jeffrey Epstein during the goddamn trial. But, yeah, there's no place for that. All right. Speaking of Epstein and what might be coming, we're getting back to it. I don't know if you guys saw this, but House Oversight Chair James Comer is prepared to arrest Bill and Hillary Clinton if they don't comply with Epstein's subpoenas. Ooh, they're gonna arrest the Clintons. Oh, they're gonna get them. Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the reality is? That the Clintons get arrested? Like, we haven't arrested anybody for anything, and now we're gonna arrest the Clintons. Really? Yeah. Let's do a poll. Who thinks this is actually gonna fucking happen? Oh God, we looked at the economy, affordability. Is it good? 95% said no, it's not good. That's not great. That's about as bad as it gets, actually. 5% of really wealthy people that are doing just fine in the chat. Will anything happen to the Clintons? Yes or no? Yeah, I mean, Trump said he was going to put Hillary in jail in 2016, and nothing's happened. So I'll say personally, guys, no, I don't think anything would ever possibly happen to the Clintons. I don't think they'll do anything. They won't. They're not going to bring anybody in. Why? And here's a great picture of it at Dick Cheney's funeral, because it's all one big club and you ain't in it, right? You got Bush, Biden, Kamala, Pence, all of them at Dick Cheney's funeral, which, by the way, I've said this before, I hope they put a couple extra shotgun shells into his fucking face while he was in the casket. Dick Cheney, you're a fucking war criminal who's responsible for millions of people's deaths. And you made millions and millions, if not billions of dollars off the global war on terror. So gross. All those people in the room, gross. Yeah, let's see. We'll let that poll run for a little bit more. But yeah, again, like I said, I don't think anything's going to happen to the Clintons. Again, it's one big club. You see them all here together. They're not going to do jack shit. Oh, here we go. No, we got that one already. Last thing we're going to look at real quick, and I know I already did a video on this, but just how hilarious this was. Donald Trump fawning over Mamdani in the meeting.
Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would, especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I know he feels very strongly. I think you feel very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East.
We desperately want it. And that's something that I shared with the president, that when I spoke to New Yorkers who had voted for the president last November on Hillside Avenue and Fordham Road, I asked them why. I heard again and again two major reasons. One was that they wanted an end to forever wars. They wanted an end to the taxpayer dollars we had funding violations of human rights. And they wanted to address the cost of living crisis. And I appreciated the chance to discuss both of those things.
And then one more. Just watching these two best buds. Just two best buds. Who would have thought? Joni loves Chachi here.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Which is actually a pretty funny clip. But just watching them, like the Trump just took like 50 pictures of them together. He started dressing up as Mamdani after. I don't know if you guys saw that, like wearing a turtleneck, a red turtleneck that Mamdani wears that Trump would never wear. Just two best bros, dude. Just best bros. And I was watching, I tried to keep an eye on Fox News after that happened, and I saw it nowhere. I was like, Fox News didn't touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. Because they spent 2 months talking about this communist Muslim that's going to take over New York. And then he shows up and Donald Trump just fucking loves him. Just fawning over the guy. All right. Let's hit a couple super chats before we jump into Republicans. We got some good stuff from Republicans on this one. Don't want to fall too far behind, all right? And then we'll jump straight into what Republicans have going on. As Trump said, you were going to see it's the most united the Republican Party has ever been in political history. And he has, we'll get to it. I'm not gonna spoil it. Okay. Blood says Trump and Biden are both from the silent generation, which is before boomer generation. That's how old they are. We need a young true leader. Yeah, it's just, we used to have young leaders, man. Look at JFK. How old was JFK? Early 40s when he became president. All right. Fighting all those guys in the cage that want the money donated to Israel. Nate and Ian versus Kash and Bongino. Victor gets to go to Valhalla. Oh, bro. Dude, first of all, you guys know Ian's gigantic, right? Like fucking 6'6". He's a monster. I don't know about Bongino. I feel like Bongino probably chains. Kash is a fucking old fat Jeet. He's not going to do anything. But yeah, Ian's a fucking monster, guys. Me and Ian together, that's two gigantic men in the cage. Those two fucking idiots stand no chance in that. No doubt about that. I'd definitely take Ian as a partner. Yeah, he's like 6'6", probably like 240, 250, I'd bet. Fucking big dude. Ben Shapiro knocked himself out trying to hit a punching bag. I have that clip. I'm working on a Ben Shapiro video, by the way. Why didn't that ISIS attacked isn't real? ISIS attacked isn't real. What ISIS attacked isn't real. I'm not sure what you mean. How many American servicemen have been killed for Israel's wars? All of them that died in, I would say, I think it was about around 7,800 for Iraq and Afghanistan together, and then another extra 150 to 200,000 by suicide. So I'd say 250,000 if I wanted to put a number on it. A lot. Just curious, what's the issue with Matt Walsh? He seems to be America first and sticks to his guns despite working for the Daily Wire. Leave Daily Wire. Because he's not actually America first, because he works for a Israel first fucking company. So he can't be America first. It's all facade. He gets to say like a little bit of America's first stuff, but if he gets too far, then he gets the whip, right? Get back to work, Matt Walsh. We all know that. I mean, I'd like to see him. I don't have anything against Matt Walsh. I think he's pretty talented. I think he does really good stuff, but like he's just hamstrung by being a part of Daily Wire, and I feel bad for him. I think he's stuck under contract right now. That's probably why, and he just can't get out from under it. I kind of feel. I do feel bad for him. I think him by himself, he could be very, very successful. But if he doesn't get out soon, man, he's just going to be so tied to that for so long. So, Uncle Alex and InfoWars may disagree with you on some Muslim cities when they gain population and power. Yeah, maybe he can disagree with what he wants, but Uncle Alex didn't go fight the global war on terror. He didn't fight side to side with Muslims, right? So his perspective is different than mine. African Americans fought alongside my ancestors in the Revolutionary War. Bingo, right there. Donated bulldozer by Israel. Was it the same one that killed American girl in 2003? I don't know. It was in Fallujah, apparently. I didn't know this. I heard about this from somebody else. Some type of big bulldozer that they used. I don't know the story, but that's all I heard. That was like the closest anybody could tell me that Israel provided to the 20-year global war on terror. They didn't even let us use their fucking country to move in and out of. Like when I deployed, I went through Qatar, not Israel. So some things to think about. We all did, by the way. IDF killed an American named Rachel Corey by running over with a bulldozer. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Dearborn may be upset about having to hear the call of prayer blasted in the neighborhoods. I'd say they're not assimilating. When the mayor tells the citizens to move out if they don't like it. Yeah, I've seen clips of that. But when you talk to the actual citizens, they don't say this. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking about going out there myself, maybe with JD delay, and just seeing for herself what's going on. That's usually the best way to do it, is just get the ground truth. So yeah, I don't, Fox News showing me some clip, but that's doesn't really mean anything to me. What is the American first culture? Not being combative, just genuinely curious of your thoughts. Thought we were the world's melting pot. Yeah, you can be a melting pot when it comes to race and religion. However, culturally, you assimilate to American culture. American first culture is, again, anything for me, anything that directly positively benefits the American working class people. Right. And if, if you are on board with that and you're not trying to bring socialist culture, Latin American culture, and I don't mean like, I'm not talking about like food, music. I'm talking like politically and things like that, right? That's what we don't need to bring here, right? Like we don't need to bring communism here. We don't need to bring Latin America socialism here. Like we don't need to bring those types of things here, in my opinion. But as for like culture, I don't mean like culturally, like, we don't want Mexican food here. Like, no, that's not what we're talking about here. But the whole thing is loving America, right? Like I love America. I don't have allegiance to some foreign fucking country. Like I would say a much bigger issue is in Minnesota, with the Somali culture there. That's a big fucking problem, right? Because they're not assimilated at fucking all. So that is an instance where I'd say this is an issue, right? And we can see that they're doing like all the fraud they've been a part of and all these different things that are happening. That's where you go, ooh, yeah, I don't think that's good. But anyway, let's keep moving. Too bad the Europeans didn't assimilate. What do you mean? We are like American culture is derived from Europe. I'm not sure what you meant by that. 100% you'd win that fight. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your service. Big fan of you, JD, Jesse, Base AF. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm confident I would kick the shit out of everybody at the Daily Wire by myself. Unless they got like some intern that's like a fucking, which we're not going to let some like ringer, like, because that's what you guys know, that's what Shapiro would do, right? Like he'd hire some fucking ringer to be like the seventh man that's actually like some fucking black belt to like try to like even it up. So yeah, no random fucking ringer, interns that they picked up off the street, like from the UFC. No, because that's what Shapiro would try to do. That's where I draw the line. It's got to be actual like headliners from Daily Wire. That's the caveat. What's your opinion on the Russia-Ukraine conflict? We're going to talk about it at the end when we get to foreign nations, right before Israel. Please advise Candace to hire any TPSD. Yeah, I'm doing a whole video on that, by the way. I know, guys, you've been asking me to cover the Sean Ryan interview with the head of security. I have an entire video I'm working on that. It's pretty harsh. I basically talk about what a failed leader and how he should disband his security company. But that one's coming. A lot of people have asked me for that. I imagine you already have, but please make sure they get our message and they know you better not F and touch Candace. Love the American people. Yeah, they better not. We're gonna know who it was if they do. Brother Nate, would you ever have Richard Gage on, 9/11 expert, formerly architects and engineers? Yeah, I mean, I don't know him personally. Somebody would have to put me in touch with him. Pop Penguin says, pretending Islam is compatible with the West is as stupid as pretending pointless wars don't have blowback on America. And I say this is someone who enthusiastically participated in GWAT, or our leaders sold us out. Yeah, again, I'm not saying, I've said that from the very beginning. I don't think Islam as a culture is compatible here. But if you're a Muslim and you practice Islam and you want to assimilate to American culture, like, cool, man. Rock on. And I would expect the same thing. Like if you want to go to, and think of it this way. If I wanted to move to Dubai, right, I would need to assimilate to their culture. I'm not going to show up there and start like fucking wrapping Qurans in bacon and talking shit about the Dubai government and expect nothing to happen to me. Right. So it's like that anywhere. Like if you're going to move to a foreign country, you need to assimilate. That's just how I look at it. And that includes here too. I think they're afraid of Nate and that they won't come knocking on some people's doors. They know it's going to be a bad time. Look, man, if they wanted to kill me, they could kill me, dude. But better have a good fucking plan. It ain't going to be real easy. You can't send one dude to my house. Because again, whoever you're sending is probably not any more trained than I am. So unless you get a Brent Tucker style dude to come fucking schwack me, then maybe. But yeah. We need a flag produced by you for America First. We have America First flags with the America First logo. My wife ordered them. They're going to be in soon. They're coming. Why can't we instantly remove these illegal judges that weren't born here and haven't practiced law, appointed by proven criminals and grifters? I think we should. Donut streams. Wow, almost Donut does? What? I didn't know that. He owns a skate shop too. Cool. Muslim member of Ummah, Arab ethnicity. There you go. Although that's not necessarily true. Arab is an ethnicity, but not all Arabs are Muslims, right? You got Persians, you got in Afghanistan, you've got Pashtuns, Hazarans, all different ethnicities, by the way. Closest to 1850s America, ain't no one sending raids into Kansas to burn down homesteads, and I'm a pessimist on the U.S. Yeah, I mean, it's not the most divided we've ever been. Didn't know Roy Benavidez was a Green Beret. Yes, he was. One of the most, probably the biggest legend of all Green Berets, I would say, Roy Benavidez. If you haven't watched his story, you should go watch it. It'll blow your fucking mind. Obviously, fake news, ratings going down bigly. Oh, Fox. The thing is, local counties and municipalities will have to come up with the same way to fund just basic county and city maintenance. Congress can't ban local property tax. 10th Amendment. The power is not delegated to the U.S. by the Constitution or reserved to the states. Yeah, agreed. That's what I was saying. Pop Penguin is like, there's nothing he can do to like tell states necessarily they can't have property tax anyway. It's just more false bullshit, made up promises. All right, Bobby Lynn here, wishing you and the family a blessed Thanksgiving. Get putting out the truth. Nate, thanks, Bobby. Appreciate you always being here, brother. All right, we got more super chats, but we got to get back into the show. Okay. That's the way we got to do it. Thank you all so much. But we got to get to Republicans now, right? That's what we're on next. So first thing I want to show you guys is what Trump thinks about the Republican Party, because I think this is important. So according to Donald Trump 2 days ago, Donald Trump said this: the Republican Party has never been so united as it is right now, all caps lock. Other than Rand Paul Jr., Massey, Marjorie Taylor Brown, and a couple of other lowlifes. Okay. And other than the fact that many want the election-threatening filibuster terminated, nobody wants the filibuster terminated on either side. The Dems will do it in the first minute of their chance. Nah, they didn't. So, and some don't. There is great spirit and cohesion. Plus, the Republican Party is much bigger than it was when I announced in 2015 or was before. Many millions more members. We now have the strongest border ever, biggest tax cuts, the best economy, highest stock market in U.S. history, and so much more. But the best is yet to come. Vote Republican. So, there we go. Best economy you've ever seen, the most united you've ever seen the Republican Party ever. Wow. So, look, I know it was fun to, make fun of Joe Biden and say he had Alzheimer's and dementia. Brandon, I'll get to your super chat, homie. We haven't got that far, brother. Here, I'll pull it up. Where'd it go? All right, here you go, Brandon. We'll pull it up. Nate, DM me about Dearborn. Lived next door my entire life. United States Marine Corps, Afghan vet, J6 vet. Have some pics of Epstein. Yeah, message me on Instagram, bro, and we'll talk. I would like to see what's going on there from somebody who lived there. All right, back to it. So again, Donald Trump says, greatest economy ever. Most united the party's ever been. It's fucking fantastic. Everything is the best you've ever seen. And when we talk about MAGA, baby, here's what we're talking about. Boom. This is MAGA. This is it. This is the MAGA party. Here's the all-stars, guys. We all know it. Loomer, Shapiro, Levine, Cruz, Fine. Old books for Brandon Tatum. Adelson, Kash, Bondi. I don't know. Is this cat? Well, I don't know what this cat is. I don't follow things about that well. But people said, who's the cat? I don't know who the cat is. But that's MAGA, baby. Cat turd. There you go. That's MAGA. Man, that's rough, guys. If you're MAGA right now, that's your team. That's Team MAGA. It's rough out here. It's real rough out here. But again, more from Donald Trump. As of 3 days ago, he says, and we're going to look at the poll numbers here in a second. I have just gotten, all caps, by the way. I don't know why he talks in all caps like this, but he does. I have just gotten the highest poll numbers of my political career. While my great work on the economy has not yet been fully appreciated, it will be. Things are really rocking. Stopping wars and foreign relations seem to be a strong suit. Also great, the border and stopping crime. I predict that the economy with the highest stock market ever and prices coming sharply down from the Biden disaster will soon be at the top of the list. Make America great again. Who's giving this guy information? His advisors, dude. The highest approval rating you've ever had? What? He just hit a record low the same day he posted this. And that's not That's not me saying that. That's wait, hold on. We got to get this because he just came out and said this. He just came out and said this a couple days ago too. It's just I don't.
But I met with two pollsters because we were starting to think about the next election. They said, sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln came back from the dead and they aligned and they went for the president, vice president as a combination, you'd be beating them by 25 points. And then the next day I was told that something strange is happening. But I met with
who's telling him this? George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, if you put like the three greatest American presidents of all time, you got Lincoln, Washington, and JFK, right? So two of the three greatest ever. If you put them together, Trump is beating them by 25 points. Someone told him that, and he's like, he's bragging about it. Okay. So, but then in the same day that he says this, Fox News, and again, I say Fox News because this is going to be a higher approval rating than any other network is going to give him, right? This is what Fox News says.
Trump's approval rating falling to 38%. That is the lowest it's been in his second term. People are unhappy with Trump's handling of consumer prices and, yes, the Epstein files. Kim Strassel joining us this morning.
He's literally got the lowest approval rating he's ever had. As he's talking about how it's the best numbers anybody has ever seen. And that's from Fox News, dude. What are we talking about? Like what world are we living in? Or is this guy living in? Where he wakes up and is just like, yup, this is it, boys. I'm fucking crushing, dude. I'm crushing. 38%. Highest. That's 25 points above Lincoln and Washington together. It's fucking crazy, guys. How, like, who his advisors, dude? Maybe it's his advisors, and he's just like full blown dementia patient at this point. And they just walk in and they're like, sir, your approval rating is 187%. It's the greatest anyone has ever seen. And he's like, fuck yeah, bro. What are we talking about? And more awesome things that were going on with Trump this week. Hey, you guys remember when Tulsi Gabbard said this on Twitter in 2018? Hey, at Real Donald Trump, being Saudi Arabia's bitch is not America first. I remember that, as Trump just had the Crown Prince again over, just, to announced that we're going to give them F-35s, some of our most advanced fighter jets in the world, because that's America first, I guess. But also, don't worry. Trump, of course, as he does with every world leader, immediately brings them over to see the auto pen portrait. I'm sure the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who has no fucking clue what the beef between Trump and Biden, or even what any of this means, probably the richest person on the planet, I'm sure he's really impressed by this random picture of an auto pen that he probably doesn't even fucking understand why it's up there. Could not give a fuck less. But Trump still made sure to come by. And also, as we see here, yes, Donald Trump.
Since 20-point plan was absolutely critical, and those are the relations.
Simps for the Saudi prince, by the way, as we stand here saluting the Saudi prince as if we are, I don't know, somehow beholden to this fucking world leader. Here we go.
Relationships he's built over the last 10 years. This is a critical day. Civil nuclear, investments in AI, up to $1 trillion in American businesses, and of course a defense agreement.
The defense agreement is we're going to give them F-35s. That's the defense agreement. Yay. The country that we say was responsible for 9/11. Not necessarily that we believe that, but also, let me bring this back up real quick. And guess whose post this is? Old fucking Benny Johnson. And look what Benny Johnson's comment is to us sucking off Saudi Arabia here. Incredible. Praying emoji hands. This fucking guy, dude. This fucking guy has got to be the biggest fucking cuck on social media. Really? It's incredible. I don't know who I hate more. Talmud Tatum or Benny Johnson. I don't know. I don't know which one's worse. But like, why are you preach emoji hands for the fact that we're giving Saudi Arabia F-35s? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What? It's like, all right, chat wants a poll. Ooh, 96% said no, nothing will happen to the Clintons. I'd agree. We all know nothing's going to happen to the Clintons. Let's get a who's worse poll. I'm actually very interested in to see the results of this one, because this is like, what's worse, murder or pedophilia? Okay. All right, Benny or Tatum. All right, let me know who's worse. They both can't help themselves from simping from anything the dude does, but let me know what you guys think. Who's worse? Who's worse? All right, now let's talk about the guy who's right behind, who we were talking about earlier. This is an interesting comment by JD Vance. JD says a couple days ago. Now, again, we just got done with Trump telling us this is the greatest economy in the world. It's the greatest everything anybody's ever seen. But then JD Vance says, the thing that I'd ask the American people for is a little bit of patience, explaining away Trump's failing economy. Now, let's I just don't, these two things don't really,
even though we've made incredible progress, we understand that there's a lot more work to do. And the thing that I'd ask for the American people is a little bit of patience. This economy, and even
so, what do we need patience for? This is the greatest economy the world's ever seen. This is the most united the Republican Party's ever been. What do you mean? What do you mean patience, bro? It's almost like JD Vance can see how fucked everything is. And if you're JD Vance right now, you're going, fuck. I thought I was going to be the next president. You know, this guy is just like, God damn it. Because he can't distance himself right now because he's Trump's VP. He can't come out and be like, hey, the president's a fucking idiot. So he's gotta support and defend this. Much like Kamala, right? Like Kamala had to support Biden all the way up. And it screwed her. The exact same thing's going to happen to JD with this. And while we have all these things going on to worry about, this is what Trump's administration is doing. I don't know if you saw this, but Trump's transportation secretary wants people to dress up for flights and stop dressing like they're going to bed. So let's take a listen here.
Dress up like they're going to bed when they fly. I see people getting on airplanes and they're having a hard time taking their luggage and getting in the oversized or the above bin. Help people out, be nice, be courteous. And so we want to push people as we come into a really busy travel season. Help people out, be in a good mood, dress up.
Oh, you want us to dress up for air travel? How about this guy? I'm 6'3". I can't even fit in a fucking airplane seat to begin with. And now you want me to wear a fucking suit after you've made the smallest aircraft cabins ever? How about I just dress for comfort, guy? How about that? How about fuck you, dude? Talking about, like somebody said, yeah, talk about out of touch. Absolutely right. This is a great comment here. Like, think about all the shit we're talking about, how fucked this country is right now, and this is what the Trump administration is focused on. We need to, I don't know, instill dress requirements to fly. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, I don't. And while, again, well, we're all worried about real shit. Trump is out here posting stuff like this. Just posting AI images of himself as a king, saying, none shall escape his justice, with pictures of Schumer. Was that Warren? So that's cringe. That's the sitting U.S. fucking president posting AI images of himself on his Truth Social. Yeah. So we got that going for us. You know, the rest of the world sitting here looking at us. I was impressed with this by Trump, because we got a lot to talk about Trump. Trump came out and said 2 days ago, screaming in all caps, free Tina Peters, who sits in a Colorado prison dying and old for attempting to expose voter fraud in the rigged election of 2020. There she is. Hey, bro. You're the fucking president, dog. You know you've pardoned like 4,000 people. You could probably just pardon her. Like, somebody like remind him like he's the guy. Why are you screaming on Twitter about, or Truth Social? Why are you screaming to free her? Just pardon her, dude. Do you forget? You're pardoning fucking PDFs and shit, like legitimate PDFs. Oh, state crime, they can't? Oh, okay, there you go. I was wrong about that. But anyway. Wait, you can't pardon a state crime? Is that true? You can only pardon federal crimes if you're the president? That can't be right. I feel like you can pardon anybody you want as president. Somebody get me a fact check on that. I'm about to chat GPT it. I don't believe you guys. Chat GPT in it. Let's see what it says. Wow. I actually learned something today. I didn't know that. There you go. You finally got me on something, guys. You finally got me on something. Never mind. All right. I stand corrected. I was wrong. Trump can't pardon her. Chat gets the W. Chat one up me intellectually on that one. There we go. Sometimes it happens. Hey, I can admit when I'm wrong. I did not know that. I thought that the president could fucking pardon anybody. There it is. All right, boys, you got me. You got me. I'll admit when chat's right. I can do that. I don't got any problems with that. I don't know everything in the world, so I'm okay with that. Learned something today. W's in the chat. Let's give some W's in the chat for yourselves. Well done, guys. You finally got me on something. Anyway, while MAGA is fracturing, don't worry. Ted Cruz is preparing to announce his bid to run for president in 2028. So here we go. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, trust me, we got some clips of how things are going for Ted here in a minute. But yes, Ted Cruz is getting ready to announce his presidential bid, because this is what everybody wants. Everybody wants Ted Cruz. Now let's see how things are going for Ted. Let's check this out real quick.
Respect for dialogue. I will say this, I am saddened to see that some here, not everyone, but some here, are so consumed with hate. You cannot address your brother. I will say this.
You speak for yourself.
If you will not stand with Israel and the Jews,
no,
then I will not stand with you. Thank you, and God bless you.
So he just got booed off stage by his own constituents. Yeah, I think it's an old video, but still funny for the context. It's been circling around everywhere. But he said himself, if you won't stand with Israel, he won't stand with you. And that guy is getting ready to. JD just texted me. JD, if you're in the chat, I saw. We got it. I'm tracking. Chat got me. Chat got me on the federal versus state. All right, we're moving on. All right, I already gave chat their W's and their claps. All right. Now y'all can just fuck back off for a minute. So again, Ted Cruz is going to take up the mantle and be the next president. But when you talk about fracturing of the party, people like Ted Cruz announcing that he's going to run instead of J.D. Vance and things like that. I don't know if you saw this, but Alex Jones, who has been a massive advocate and defender of Trump forever, for the first time has come out and said this a couple days ago.
I know MTG well. She's a woman of incredible integrity, brought up in poor, self-made, very successful construction company, a woman of great integrity. She announced last night that she is resigning. I predicted on the Tuesday broadcast, she didn't tell me this, but I talked to her at length. It sounded to me like she was thrown in the towel just because she can't be part of something that's, quote, a lesser of two evils. I'm going to have to reflect on this, and I'm going to have to pray about it, and I'm going to take a few weeks on it, I think, is the most important thing to do. But I'm not a person that is normally conflicted. I think I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of depth, a lot of sources, a lot of context. And when I do get conflicted on something, I just have to go to God with it. I am seriously inches away from not supporting Trump anymore. Because I am not going to watch him commit political suicide. But I know him.
That's actually pretty wild. Jones is. You can think what you want about Alex Jones, but the fact that some of his most staunch supporters, Trump's most staunch supporters, MTG, Jones, are all abandoning ship. That's not good. It's not good for Trumpy boy. It's not good. All right. Let's keep moving here. Oh, also though, and we keep talking about everybody who's getting ready to take over the mantle of Trump when he leaves, because yes, that's a real thing. Everybody is going to get ready to take over the mantle of Trump. Right? Let's take a look at this. George W. Bush, the Bush family, is now saying that they are quietly positioning themselves for a GOP comeback, aiming to regain influence once President Trump leaves office. Bush-era allies reportedly claimed the Republican Party is ready for a shift back towards traditional Republican leadership, rhino Republican leadership, neocon leadership. It's unclear at this time who in the Bush family will be stepping up to lead the family. So, don't worry, guys. If you thought you were going to get an America First candidate like Massey or MTG, no. The Bushes are back. The neocons are back to take control. Yes, that's what we need. We need George Bush's family back in charge. My God. People said Jeb Bush doesn't look so bad right now. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. No more Bushes, no more neocons, no more rhinos, no more deep state, no more Trumps, no more any of this. No. God, no. That is not the way the Republican Party needs to go. We need to go the opposite direction. All right. Now, We made it past Republicans. We're going to get into foreign nations, right? Typically it's Israel, but we got a little bit to talk about Ukraine as well. Okay. We'll hit a couple super chats. So we get too far behind. All right. Oh my gosh. Here we go. My dad always said to us as a kid, just remember no one is better than anyone else. We're all the same. That's pretty good advice, Stacy. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know about better. I think some people actually are better than other people. Like, I think you guys that live good, solid lives are better than pedophiles. But overall, it's a pretty good sentiment. All right, when Elon took over X, he sent an email saying work weeks would be 80 a week, and if they had a problem with that, they could resign. Majority stayed were H1B1 employees. Yeah, that's pretty common, actually, for Silicon Valley. 70 to 80-hour work weeks. Very, very common. It's not even that rare. Fuck that job, by the way. But you make a lot of money, unless even the H1B1, making 40% less, But yeah, God tier chip guy here. Spoiler alert: India isn't even a fucking whisper in the industry, but somehow they're going to lecture the country responsible for TI, Micron, Intel, Nvidia. Yeah, get fucked. There you go. Thank you, your mom's favorite angler. That's exactly right. Like, America doesn't know anything about fucking tech. Fuck off. I agree with you on that, brother. When do we, the people, take some sort of action to stop this instead of complaining online? We don't. That's the great thing about it. Voting does nothing. What power does our Constitution give? Well, we're not going to do anything as long as our iPhones work and we can all sit here together in a nice, relaxing Tuesday and bitch and whine and moan. Unfortunately, things have to get a lot worse before anything like that happens. And that's the reality. Age for presidency should not be over 55. I was thinking about this today, actually. I think 62. I was thinking about it. 62 to me feels like a good cutoff age, right? Because that means if you get 8 years at the absolute oldest, 8 years at the very end of your term, you're at 70. I think 62 should be the cutoff. Personally, I just think it kind of works. It works pretty well that way. But to your point, that's not excuse me, that's not that far off of what you're saying. Sorry, I need some water here. But same idea. We don't need 80-year-old dudes running for president. That shit's got to stop. Hey, Nate, would you rather get from a small hat Schumer, reach around from Trump, or Remy from, dude, number 3, big jugs, dude. Big jugs and ants all day long. What are we talking about here? That's the easiest question I ever got in my life. What are you even talking about? Who's taking the first 2 when you got number 3 as an option? What? That was the easiest question I've ever got in my entire life. Obviously, dude. Big jugs and ants all night long. All right. WMX, $100 dono. Thank you, brother. I think that's the second one tonight. Super generous, man. Says economy is getting worse, but impacts everyone different. This is very true. My insurance went up by 10% this year, deductible $7,200, and had a 1% raise in the last 5 years. I normally donate $1, but have to go with $100 to account for inflation. That's true, right? Like, and this is a big problem. And this is where you see the disconnect between the boomer generation and the young generation, the Groyper generation, the Mamdani generation, is the economy is not that bad for people that are well off and are 65 years old. It's not. Like, affordability on groceries is not that big of a deal, or gas when you're worth, net worth of $1 to $2 million. But for a 23-year-old kid, it's fucking horrible, right? So that's a good point. All right, one more, and then we're gonna jump back into the episode or to the video. All right. I think this is Bobby on a separate account. Says Captain Pull-Ups has no dog in this fight. Can a sitting senator be pulled back into active duty? Yes. Any retired veteran, including myself, technically can be pulled back into active duty to be UCMJ'd for adverse action. Have I ever seen it happen? No. It would be pretty unprecedented, especially over like some comments like Mark Kelly did. But can it happen? Yes, they could 100% pull Mark Kelly back into active duty and then court-martial him and dick him down if they wanted to. Now, would they? Probably not, because the entire veteran community, like and myself included, would be fucking outraged, even with a guy that I don't personally like. that would be a big fucking no-go. No, you're not going to pull back in combat, especially combat veterans, and try to court-martial them for comments you don't like. No, sir. You could, but you better not. That's not a precedent you want to set with our military. All right, one more, and then we're going to jump back into it. A8 served with the 4th ID as a light infantryman, 2 tours of Afghanistan. Just wanted to say, keep up the good work, pointing out the truth. Hey, appreciate it, brother. I don't think we had 10th Mountain guys with us as uplift in Afghanistan. But yeah, you guys did good work, man. Infantry, always have the most respect for the infantry, man. You guys, throughout the entire global war on terror, especially Iraq, the infantry never got enough, and Marines too, right? Never got enough credit, right? We had this whole thing where special operators became the hotness, right? The Jockos and the Tim Kennedys. And it's like the average infantryman or Marine in the early days of Iraq saw 10 times the fucking combat I did as a Green Beret. And that's pretty standard across the board, man. So mad respect to all the infantrymen out there. Love all the infantrymen boys out there. It is what it is, man. You guys never got enough credit for what you did. But I always give you guys the shout outs because I appreciate it. All right, now let's jump into the last part of the show, okay? Last part of the show. And then we're going to jet out of here. Okay, so we're going to talk about Ukraine, okay? So obviously we've all seen Ukraine war, peace talks. It's gone back and forth. Essentially what happened was, if you guys saw, Russia basically put forward a peace plan, gave it to the United States. The United States accepted it and told Ukraine, you can accept this or we're going to cut you off. Marco Rubio admitted it was just Russia's peace plan. However you feel about that, you can feel about it. But this is a map of basically what's going to happen, right? So Ukraine is going to be forced to concede all of the areas in the red. Obviously, Russia already has Crimea. But this entire area will be annexed by Russia. Okay, a lot of people are pissed off at that. Here's what I'll say as we move into this. The reality is, in war, if you lose ground and you lose territory, that's the way it fucking goes, guy. So to Ukraine, you lost the territory, homies. And you lost the territory with the support of the United States. Sometimes that's what it takes to get peace. The United States of America, we conquered this land from people who were here. That's the way it goes. Right? Russia won. That's the truth. And you can be mad about that if you want. That's fine. I don't really care. For me, this ain't my fucking war. We spent $300 billion fucking dollars on this war as Americans. And we shouldn't have spent a penny. Not a goddamn dime from the start. I've held that from day one. You can go back all the way 2 years ago to my content. I've never changed on that. It's a Slavic Civil War. None of our fucking business. What could America have done with that $300 billion over the last 2-3 years? A lot. It was, yeah, somebody said, this is what it was. It was a giant, I wouldn't say lefty, but it was a giant money laundering scheme across the board with the military-industrial complex, right? So it's Europe, dude. It's not my fucking problem. Russia is not a threat to me. That's Cold War era fucking scare tactics. I'm far more concerned with China or Latin America or India than I am with Russia. Okay? So it is what it is, dude. You lost the territory. Too bad, so sad. Now, as we saw here, U.S. threatens to cut intel weapons to press Ukraine into peace deal. So we know this was happening, but then this just popped off, where you may have seen this. I want to give some context to this. They can have your support. They don't deserve my money, homie. You know who else fought with us in Iraq? 70 other fucking countries, dude. So it is what it is, man. Sorry. We don't owe fucking 70 other countries to go fight for them. Right? So you may have seen this. Ukraine agrees to peace deal. So you may think, well, if Ukraine agreed to the peace deal, then it's over, right? Well, no, because what happened now is the Ukraine didn't like the peace deal that Russia put forward. So the United States and Ukraine have now come up with a new peace deal that's different from that peace deal. And so now what happens is now Russia has to agree to the new peace deal, which they're not going to. So we're right back to square one, which is Russia's going to get what they want. And again, good, bad, indifferent. I don't give a fuck about either of those countries. I don't care about Ukraine. I don't care about Russia. I just care about not having any more of my tax dollars spent on the war. And I'm going to give JD Vance credit here. He actually said some stuff I really agreed with, which that he says, why don't Russians and Ukrainians, instead of killing each other, start trading, visiting each other's countries, engaging in some sort of cultural exchange? That's Trump's fundamental worldview, the one he adheres to. And yeah, they're all Russian. Here's the end of the thing. Like, I'm not going to say Russian. Like, oh, well, the Ukrainian Russians aren't the same. They were all part of the Soviet Union fucking 30 years ago. Moscow and Kiev are like 200 miles apart. They're all ethnically Russian, man. I get it. You got your different countries. Oh, Slava Ukraine, right? Okay. Cool, dude. How about you just stop fucking killing each other? You've killed millions of people. And you just end the war. Sorry if you lost a little bit of land. You lost the war. I know a lot of people, the Ukraine simps in the chat don't like that. And it's okay, you know. But also, I mean, what did Zelensky just come out and say? Zelensky just said the other day that he wants to turn Ukraine into a big Israel. Right? If you want to get down into the weeds of how that all works and which of the Ukrainian men had to go fight the war and which of them didn't go fight the war religiously, you can deep dive that. We're not going to get that into it. But yeah, I don't give a fuck about. I just say, hey, I hope the war ends. Stop killing each other. Don't give anybody any more of my fucking money, my federal tax dollars. I want them to go to Americans, not Ukrainians. I want it to go to Americans, not Israelis. I want it to go to Americans, not Argentinians. I want it to go to Americans, not Nigerians. That's how I feel. I don't really care about any of those countries. I don't think we should have given them $300 billion to begin with. So that's my feelings on Ukraine. Hope the war ends. Don't give a shit that they lost some of their land. Is what it is. I'm sure you'll be just fine. They'll figure it out. Most of those areas are ethnically Russian anyway, so whatever. All right, let's move on because, as it turns out, our greatest ally is letting us know Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu says Israel is preparing to end its dependence on U.S. military aid and aims to make its arms industry fully self-sufficient. He also claimed that Israel never asked the United States to fight its wars. What? What, guy? Okay. I agree with this. I'm 100% on board with Netanyahu. Let's sever the ties, boys. Let's get out. Fuck it. You don't need our aid anymore. I love this. One of the first things I've ever seen him say that I agree with. Yeah. You never asked us to help you with your wars, huh? Just except for like the clean break strategy, which was asked us to topple 7 different fucking countries that surrounded you, other than, you know, us going to war in Iraq and Syria and Sudan and Somalia and Libya and Lebanon and bombing Iran on part of, you know, because you told us to. Yeah, outside of all of those wars that we've conducted for you. But I mean, I love to see it, dude. You know, at the same time, he's saying other things. Oh, here we go. Netanyahu reinstates opposition to Palestinian state. He's made it very clear. There will be no two-state solution. Palestinians will continue to live in an open-air prison under occupation. There you go. They don't even fucking hide it. They don't hide any of this. They say it out loud. And we're just like, in America, and you'll hear Talmud Tatum come out and be like, no, I mean, Israel would never actually do that. Even when fucking their goddamn prime minister says it out loud with all of this stuff. You know? And while the ceasefire has been broken like 48 times, look at this shit. I want to reset this. This was a couple months ago, but this is what's going on. This is Gaza, just every day. They don't give a shit, dude. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing it. Because somebody said, there you go. Since the ceasefire, which gets broken every fucking 8 minutes. And Netanyahu just came out and himself and said a couple days ago, yeah, there's no two-state solution. Get fucked. We're going to continue doing it. And this one, guys, when Saudi Arabia came, this is going to blow your mind. This is what Israel's response to Saudi Arabia and us talking about giving them F-35s was. Listen to how this is worded. Israel is willing to let the U.S. sell F-35 jets to Saudi Arabia only if the deal is tied to Saudi normalization with Israel. Israel warns giving radio F-35s with no diplomatic concessions would be a mistake. Read that. Israel is willing to let the U.S. sell F-35s to Saudi Arabia. What the fuck do you mean Israel is willing to let us sell? Israel's willing to let us sell them to a foreign country under conditions? What, guy? You get to decide? You're willing to let us do that? This is how they talk. This is how they talk. Yeah, we're willing to let you do it, America. Your fucking F-35s. It's so fucking crazy. This is the way they talk about us. We had to have permission to sell our own F-35s to Saudi Arabia. It's just fucking wild. I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see on Twitter, Elon Musk changed it to where you could see where accounts are based out of? Did you guys see this? And I don't know if you saw this, but the Department of Homeland Security's Twitter account, when this happened, turns out is not based in the United fucking States. The Department of Homeland Security account.
So it turns out the U.S. Department of Homeland Security might be run out of a different country. The backstory here is that X just rolled out this new feature that allows people to see more information about accounts, including where that user is from. For instance, here's the information that people could see about my account. But check this out right here. What is that all about?
So as you see here, account based in Tel Aviv, Israel. The Department of Homeland Security's fucking account was exposed as being created in and run out of Tel Aviv. No VPN, no VPN, by the way, bootlegger. Now, so what Twitter did immediately after is Twitter banned the function. Like 20 minutes after this happened, they banned the function on any government account, so you couldn't see where the government accounts are from. But obviously, tons of people saw it right away. So, yeah. And again, they turned it off. So, and the Department of Homeland Defense, or the Department of Homeland Defense, even put out like a picture of Trump being like, whoopsie, as like a joke. And it's like, no, that's not fucking a joke. It's not funny at all. Like, what the fuck is going on? And while that's happening, you've got shit like this. If Larry Ellison buying, who owns Oracle and bought TikTok and is already banning everything off TikTok that you can say anything about our greatest ally, well, don't worry, his son, who just bought Paramount, by the way, CEO of Paramount, is now partnering with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi to try to acquire Warner Brothers and are preparing a massive $71 billion package. It should be illegal for a few billionaires to team up with foreign trillionaires to buy up all the U.S. media and pump out propaganda. So, yes, just more American media companies being owned by our greatest ally in foreign countries. Because that seems great. That seems like we should be probably not be doing this. Everywhere you look. Yeah, who cares? Who cares that all our media is all owned by foreign lobbies and foreign nations? But to my point, let's look at the poll. What did you guys think? Ooh, Tatum takes it down as the absolute worst between the two. And guys, you know what? I'm not sure which one's worse, but there's this guy.
Support Israel and I fell in love with Israel. And Israel, and admiration and respect for the nation of Israel, and I want in Israel. Support Israel. Chosen by Israel. We need to work with Israel. Israel. The land of Israel. I articulate these thoughts. Israel. Israel. Support Israel. One incident. Anti-Semitism. So Israel. We'll support Israel. Israel's in Israel. We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors. Israel.
That's a lot of Israel. That's a lot of Israel coming out of one guy right there. And he claims he doesn't get paid a dime. Not a dime. Which, to me, is like, that makes it even worse, I think. I mean, all these content creators like, I do it for free. I'm like, really? And I don't know if you guys saw this, but yeah. So Mike Huckabee, U.S. ambassador to Israel, of course, welcomed convicted U.S. spy, Israeli spy, Jonathan Pollard, one of the most famous Israeli spies, has been in prison for 30 years for stealing secrets from the United States and selling them to our adversaries. He got released and sent back to Israel and got a king's welcome. This same person, supposedly, Netanyahu asked for Bill Clinton to pardon him. And when Bill Clinton refused to pardon him, that's when the Monica Lewinsky tapes came out. Which I didn't realize that Bill Clinton stood up to Israel and got dumpstered for it. That's how much leverage these people have on our politicians. And he got a hero's welcome when he showed back up. Hero's welcome by Mike Huckabee for spying on the American people, on the government, and selling our secrets to foreign nations. Hero's welcome. Recently, by Netanyahu. Netanyahu met him on the airline, on the flight line with Huckabee to welcome them. It's just, they do it. It's just right in everyone's face, guys. They just don't care. It's so crazy, man. Now, I don't know if this is true, but I did see this from Max Blumenthal, who, man, he usually knows what the fuck he is talking about when it comes to Israel. No doubt about that. He said 4 days ago, the U.S. military is now directly involved in the administration of the siege of Gaza. These are photos from the U.S. Civil Military Coordination Center, CMCC, at Kiryat Gat near the Gaza border. European forces are also reportedly on site, which is, there they are. So, yeah, you're fucking dumb as shit if you think this. This guy has exposed way more than the vast majority of journalists when it comes to what Israel's doing. So, yeah, if that's true, that's a big yikes. That is a big, big yikes. Again, I just put it up there. I hadn't verified if it was true, but again, if Max is saying it, then it's most likely true and verified. But that's getting close to bringing us to the end. Let's see is Ian still alive? You guys know? He's going to send no, I don't think he is anymore. It's too bad. All right, we're going to hit the rest of the super chats. That brings us to the end of tonight's episode. Thank you all for sticking with us the entire way. We're going to hit the last of the super chats because I'm just tired of just being just depressed when I look at one more that I want you guys to watch. I want to make sure. All right, let's get rid of some Christian Zionism rumors, okay? Let's listen to this real quick. Make sure this is pulled up. Okay.
Jesus was Jewish. That is who he was. It's who he is. Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, the same yesterday, today, and forever. This same Jesus who went up is the one who will be coming back down.
Okay, so he says there, Jesus Christ is Jewish. You guys hear this a lot, right? Oh, well, Jesus was Jewish. What are you talking about? What Bible did you read? Jesus was born of the Holy Spirit from a virgin. What do you mean he was Jewish? He wasn't ethnically Jewish because he was born of the Holy Spirit. He also wasn't religiously Jewish. Jesus is the new covenant. Jesus is God, is the Son of God. Jesus is the opposite of Jewish. Judeo-Christian is an oxymoron. He cannot be Jewish, ethnically or religiously. This is the type of thing that got pushed forward from the Schofield Bible, through Protestant religion in the early 40s. He's live on Twitch. I don't think we could send people over there from that. My point with that is, this is kind of the lie that we've been sold, and our boomer parents were sold for so many years, is this Judeo-Christian, Jesus was Jewish, all of these things. Like none of that is biblically true. None of it makes any sense. The Jews don't believe that, right? Jewish people don't believe that. They believe Virgin Mary was a fucking whore. They believe Jesus is burning in his own hellfire and excrement. So these are just some things to think about. Just saying. When you hear that, look at this guy. We got a Christian Zionist in here. No, he wasn't. No, I just explained it to you. He cannot be ethnically Jewish because he was born of the Holy Spirit from a virgin. He cannot be religiously Jewish because he is the new covenant. You're retarded. Go read the Bible. This is what it is. Sorry if you don't like that. This isn't the channel for Christian Zionists. No, it's literally correct. Sorry, guys. You don't like that. There you go. He wasn't. He literally wasn't ethnically or religiously Jewish. It's not a thing. No, you don't get it. His mom was a virgin. Are you fucking dumb as shit? If you believe in the Bible, he is not born of his mom. He's born of the Holy Spirit. His mom was a virgin. He is not ethnically Jewish. He's not ethnically anything if he's born of the Holy Spirit. Okay? No, incorrect. Incorrect. He cannot be. I'm not wrong. But you get as mad as you want. Get as mad as you want in the comment section. If you were born of the Holy Spirit, you are not ethnically anything. Too bad. Too sad. If you believe Christ was born of the Holy Spirit, is God is the Son of God, he's not ethnically anything. Sorry. Cry about it. That's the way it goes, Jews. It is what it is. Yeah, how many people get upset about, yes, he was Jewish. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. If that destroys your childhood, it is what it is. There you go. Somebody said it right here. Where was that? Somebody who said Jesus is God. Yeah, he was. God's not Jewish. So sorry, boys. Sorry to all the tiny hats in the chat that don't like that. It is what it is. Cry about it. All right, let's get into the. Jesus is the ultimate groiper. Let's get into the last part of the super chats before we just made everybody who had their Schofield Bible childhood just ripped fucking up out from underneath them. Oh no. Yeah, look at this. Look at Schofield Bible, Schumer, pissed off. It is what it is, man. Fucking cry about it, dude. God is not ethnically Jewish, guy. God is fucking God. God is the Lord. Do you not know how this works? Say Christ is Lord. It is what it is, man. Sorry. It's funny to see how many people are butthurt about that. It's like, it's the truth. The Lord is not ethnically anything because Christ is Lord. Christ is God. So again, keep fucking crying about it in the comment section, man. It is what it is, man. All the tiny hats in the comment section, all the Schofield Bible Protestants in the comment section. Sorry to burst your bubble. All right, let's hit these super chats before everybody, all the crybabies burn out and had their entire childhoods destroyed in front of them. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's get back to where we were. Captain Pull-Ups, which is Pete Hegseth. If you ever watched him try to do pull-ups, it's obnoxiously embarrassing. Has no dog in this fight. Can a sitting senator be pulled back into active duty? We talked about that already. We got these ones already. Here we go. Now we're good. Josh says, thank you for opening my eyes. I was brainwashed on Islamophobia. I didn't realize Muslims fought with our men and women overseas. Yeah. More than anybody, by the way. Thank you for your service and eye-opening content. Appreciate it. Greetings from Germany. You guys still lucky AFAC tomorrow. EU will enact chat control, and there's literally nothing we can do about it. I pray for a Second Amendment. Thanks for your work, Nate. Yeah. Don't ever give it up, because once you give it up, you can't ever give it back. And that's what Europe, or at least the UK, Australia are finding out. Canada is finding out. Do not give up your gun rights, or you are not going to get them back. All right, the show with Dr. Wang had me. God, that was a great one, wasn't it? But now I'm noticing Wang Hoff everywhere. It's okay, so Fuentes has shirts. Excuse my ignorance. What does Wang Hoff mean? Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Dr. Wang, I know this is hard. Dr. Wang in our community is actually not related to Wang Af with Nick's community, whatever. As you know, it was hilarious. Dr. Wang in the chat. It just so happens that Nick's community does Wang Af, which, for those of you who don't know what that means, it's a white ass brother going hard as fuck. Okay. That is not the same as Dr. Wang, the Chinese doctor who was in our chat. Okay. So Wang Gang, Wang Af, two separate things. Okay. Just saying. don't conflate the two. Don't conflate the two. All right. It's funny either way. But do you think military service should be a requirement for presidential candidates? No, I don't. I don't think so. Because actually, the way the founding fathers set up the presidency is for him to be a civilian in charge of the military. The whole purpose of that was to not have a military in control of the entire government. So, I don't think it matters one way or another. So that's. I mean, it was set up that way by the founding fathers on purpose. But is it a good thing? I mean, we've had military veterans as presidents before, and we could probably use one now just because I don't know, things are getting so goddamn crazy. But yeah, I don't think they need to by any means. If Newsom wins president, we're fucked, boys. That'll be the day that they give Marnie steak and lobster. Let us pray this isn't God's plan. Yeah, I mean, God, I'm hoping that's not the case. But I'm telling you guys, I don't. At the moment in 2025, he is, to me, if I had to bet my life on it, gun to my head, I would put all my money on Gavin Newsom today. Things could change. but that's just the way I see things happening. Aaron says hi. Thanks, Aaron. A Massey Marjorie Taylor Greene ticket may have traction for 28. Any ISR APAC back candidate faces serious headwinds, especially if Gaza mess worsens. Yeah, we're going to find out. 2026 is going to be super, super important. This is why I also was kind of disappointed in Marjorie for stepping down. That's a big blow to America First, unless she's planning on some type of big run. If the Israel lobby holds tough in the 2026 elections on both sides, that is going to give us a J.D. Vance 2028 ticket, and it's going to hand the presidency to Newsom. That is what I don't want to see. That is how I see this whole thing step by step playing out. If there's not a massive referendum on the AIPAC lobby in 2026, we're going to get an AIPAC candidate for president on both sides. And then it's, you vote for Gavin, you vote for JD. It's again, Gavin Newsom or Gavin Newsom, right? Gavin Newsom or Gavin Newsom with eyeliner. That's your choices. So hopefully we get something different. All right, Israel sold U.S. secrets to the USSR. Yep, and China. Also, an Israeli spy threatened to the U.S. with nukes. I can share a source if anyone's curious. Interesting. Nate DM. Okay, we got this one already earlier. Hopefully you DM me on Instagram, bro. I meant too bad, because I don't know what your Instagram account is. I meant too bad we didn't assimilate to the native populations. I mean, I don't know, man. If you go into native culture, I'm not sure that would be the greatest choice. But it is what it is. What can boomers do to help sell second homes? Sorry for fucking things up. America, fuck yeah. I don't know, man. At this point, yeah, sell your second home. If you got multiple homes, sell them, dude. Or, the problem is also you have, the private equity firms buying up tons of properties too, with Blackstone and BlackRock and all these companies that are also compounding the problem. Also, the fact that we have 50 million immigrants in the country, illegal and legal, all of those things are really causing a lot of problems for the housing market. It's not just the boomers, but if you got a bunch of houses, yeah, I guess maybe sell them. The enemy is stupidity in this country. Look up the video about grid system under AKA Young Beefy. Young Beefy. Anytime I'm going to look up something educational, I don't know if I'm going with a Young Beefy, bro, but appreciate it. Munchkin would be the cat for America First. Oh, yeah. Munchkin's out there somewhere grumping around. The Diet Coke has been roofied. I'm more concerned about rigid technology in Israel instead of Islam taking down our country. People need to pull their heads out and realize where the real enemy is. But yeah, if we pulled up AIPAC tracker, right, you could see that 422 of the 400 and whatever congressmen all take money from AIPAC. Like everybody but 6 people take money from AIPAC. If you were to compare that to other foreign countries' lobbies, China, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, like nothing comes fucking close when it comes to influence on our politicians. Also, like, who are all the billionaires? Are they in America? Are they Muslim billionaires in America? Like, who owns TikTok? Who owns Paramount? Who owns Hollywood? Who owns all these things? I mean, what's the biggest threat? Because last time I checked, it's, Qatar invests a lot of money in our educational system in colleges. But I mean, comparatively, when you get into politics and media and all those things, it's one country. China does a lot of it too. So what I want is all the foreign countries. I want all the foreign country influence out. China, Russia, Iran, Israel, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Get it all fucking out. All of it. I'm not just signaling out one specific country in that regards. In that regards. Approval rating comment by DT after Bubba. Likelihood of POTUS advisors providing B/S stats. What do you mean by B/S stats? I'm not sure what you mean, brother. Why does Kash live with another man his age? Another 50-year-old billionaire in Vegas? I don't know, dude. Ask Kash Patel about that. The only time I've seen 50-year-old men live together in Las Vegas, it's usually because they're fucking. But who knows? Could be anything. Pop Penguin says Trump has been a bigger disappointment than the 2008 Patriots. Crushed the regular season and then choked when it mattered. Swamp is undefeated. It beat Jackson, Reagan, and now Trump. and Americans are asleep. Yeah, I mean God, that's the thing with Trump. First term. The thing is, when you look back on the first term, you can actually see all the same stuff. Really, though, with the pro foreign lobbies and stuff like that, it was all still there. It just wasn't as blatant, and I think it's more blatant because he didn't have to win a re-election. Now that he's in his second term, he doesn't give a shit. So I think that's why we see more of that. Redacted dropped a video on Charlie Kirk's death, shows projectile coming from behind, explains the shirt puffing up. He broke down the ballistics well. That seems really, really, really old, brother. You know, I'll have to check it out, but yeah. IG message from Blank Calhoun with message. All right, I'll check it out. Nate, you turn into a whiny liberal, always ranting. Oh, quit smacking your lips. You sound stupid is. Great English there, Taffy. Calling me stupid while you can barely fucking get a sentence out of your mouth. You do sound like a 60 IQ MAGA voter. So I probably do sound liberal to you. You fucking retard. God. Guys, if you're going... Like, if you want to donate money to me to try to talk shit to me or insult me, that's fine. But if you're going to try to call me stupid, like, and you have no semblance of English or grammar and you can't fucking spell right, help yourself out, man. Because then chat's just going to dog you, call you fucking retard. So, come on, dude. Like, take the time to at least spell correctly if you're going to try to insult me and call me stupid. Please, do yourself a favor, okay? All right, only way for conservatives to win the next presidency is to have Tucker Carlson run for president. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing this a lot. A lot of people are like, Tucker's got to run. Tucker's got to run. I question Tucker sometimes, man. Like, you think he's America first, and then he says shit that's like questionably neocon, questionably a lot of things. And I'm a fan of Tucker. Don't get me wrong, but I am hesitant to put all my faith in one person like Tucker. But I also don't think Tucker's really got any interest in politics. Why would he? He's got a great life. He's more powerful as an influence as he is now than he is in politics. So, but who knows where he'll be in, he's young. Who knows where he'll be in 10, 20 years. All politicians are corrupt and need to be jailed. Yeah, maybe. Hey, Nate, finally got my DD-214. Hell yeah, dude. Congrats, brother. After the government shutdown, National Guard 68 whiskey. Feels great being a veteran now. By the way, Tatum, Cruz, and all them clowns. Yeah. Excuse me. Congrats, man. That's a great feeling. Make sure, you're taking care of yourself. You got you some purpose, right? A lot of guys struggle when they start to get out. So, make sure you got things lined up. And yeah, man, good for you, brother. Glad to hear it. Crazy seeing you rise, brother. Courses coming up. Oh, what's up? What's up, Ryan? Dude, yeah, I'm not really teaching anymore, Ryan. I just don't have time. So Ryan is one of my buddies from here in town. He does a lot of firearms training with us. And runs his own firearms training now. But yeah, man, I just don't got the time right now. We might get back into some stuff. But yeah. Dr. Wang from President. There you go. We need a president and government that ends our highly regulates technology from smartphones or to the internet itself. Humanity can't sustain this. Yeah, I mean, the whole social media culture and all that, it's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird future. Wolf of Baghdad is my boy. Nice. Thank you for your insights on everything. Appreciate you. Ukraine is still accepting volunteers if folks feel strongly about it. Yeah, Pop Penguin, that's a great point. All you who are pro Ukraine in the chat, they're taking Foreign Legion soldiers. So head on over there, sign up, go fight in the trenches. They legit threatened to nuke us if we didn't help. I've seen that. I've seen the site. I had that, but I didn't actually. We were going to look at it tonight. Do I have it somewhere? God, I had that. I thought I had that in what we were going to talk about. The clip of talking about Israel threatening to nuke Iran if we didn't bomb them. Oh, well. Maybe next time. Oh, Jesus. Mr. Bruce Lee, 98. Gigantic $200 dono at the end of the stream. Thank you, man. That's crazy generous of you. This is a great show tonight, dude. One of my top 3 favorite channels on all of YouTube, hands down. Thank you. I would be interested to see who your other 2 are. Wonder if it's anybody I know. But dude, that's super generous of you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. You guys don't have to donate, but when you do and support the channel, it's cool, man. So thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. That's super, super generous. All right. Did Jesus have a belly button? Good question. I don't know. Maybe. Iraq-born Arab American. I came to the U.S. as a 2-year-old during the first Iraq War. I was raised in a Muslim household in Dearborn. We are grateful to be in America. My brother gave 8 years of his life to the Marines. Wow, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot more of that in this country than you guys realize. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Trusted says, I've been blackpilled lately until I came across your channel. And since then, I feel like you've restored my hope in my fellow Americans waking up to the truth. I just put in an order for some hoodies, shirts, and stickers. Hell yeah, man. Man, if you were blackpilled and my channel gave you hope, I'm pretty critical on things, but hey, man, if my channel gave you hope, then I guess we're doing something good, because I mean, I don't have a whole lot of good things to say about either side right now, but I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And hopefully you got some America First merch, because that's our good stuff right now. John says, happy Thanksgiving. Love both the channels. Yeah, we're not doing any content on the sub. Guys, I have a second channel. It hit almost 70,000 subscribers in 2 months. The first 2 months I launched it. And then the Charlie Kirk situation happened, and I got so bogged down with this channel that I just ran out of time, man. So we might pick back up content on the sub channel, the comedy channel eventually, but that channel could have been gigantic had I actually kept with it. But we're having fun over here too. I bet AOC defeats Newsom in the primary. She's the right demographic. She's the wrong one. He's their useful idiot. Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think America is going to vote for a Hispanic woman in front of Gavin Newsom. And I'm not saying that because I feel that way. I just don't think that America feels that way. It just is what it is. Now, a Gavin Newsom AOC ticket, I think, is the scariest fucking ticket in the world. If Gavin could get AOC on board, that ticket is terrifying. Super terrifying. Because she's going to pull a lot of the young vote with her. So, ugh. Joe says, okay, I grew up with King James, the Bible, y'all. What is the Schofield? Don't make me Google it. So the Schofield Bible was a Bible, I believe, let's see, I don't want to say the exact dates, early 1900s, when essentially the Rothschilds were trying to get support for a new Israel nation state. And what they needed to do was get Christians on board with supporting Judaism in a state of Israel. And the way they did that was through a propaganda system and religion by infiltrating the Protestant religion. And that's what brought forward the whole Judeo-Christian values and all these different things that aren't a real thing, but were artificially sort of inserted into American Christianity in the early 1900s. So, yeah, that's not a real thing. If you thought like Judeo-Christian was this thing that's been around for like thousands of years, no, that's very, very new in America. That's never been a thing before that. So giant propaganda movement to sort of make that seem like there was some partnership between those two religions, which there never was before that. So, but yeah, good Google for you. A lot of reading on it. All right. Jesus and God, human form simultaneously being in the Holy Spirit. Thus, he is the Trinity, and Jesus is the ultimate groiper. Okay. I don't know if Jesus, well, I mean, who knows? Who knows if Jesus is a fan of Nick or not? But Young Beefy is like 30 something just for a laugh. Okay. Got it. Young Beefy. Crob says, just got 2 hoodies, 2 tees, and a hat in the mail. Fuck yeah. My uncles are up in Oregon with a literal armory in their land. One is a legend, bird, pilot, and nom. Appreciate your service. Hell yeah, man. Glad that you got the merch. Appreciate it. All right. Trusted says, you're awesome. Thank you for service. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful this year for discovering your channel. God bless you and your family and all Americans waking up. Thank you, man. That's a super nice comment. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well, and everybody else in the chat. Hopefully you guys are hanging in there and you'll still be able to afford a good Thanksgiving. I know it's crazy out there right now. Hopefully Thanksgiving isn't too lit, because the politics this year are fucking out of control. If you're like my family, we've got far left and far right all in the same family, and me sort of right in the middle. So I can usually be a mediator. Because yeah, I've got, family that are deep in Seattle, and I got family that are deep in rural conservative, and we all come together. So hopefully you all have nobody slams the door, and we've had that happen in our family on Thanksgiving before. People raging out and getting up off the dinner table, and slamming the door as they leave. So hopefully you don't have any of that this year. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you again, Tracy. Cap foreign influence, money, no foreign government corp can own property, still have relations with countries, help prioritize A1. Yeah, I like that. I don't want to cap foreign influence. I want to get rid of it completely, though. That's where I'm at. All right, the Schofield Bible injected. Here we go. 1917. I was going to say 1913, but I didn't want to get it wrong. But I was close. The Schofield Bible injected Zionist ideology into Christianity and passed it off as scripture. Since 1917, generations of Christians have been and still are misled by pastors promoting this heresy. Explained it just a little bit better than I did. There you go. Appreciate it, brother. I was going to say 1913, but there we go. Close. All right. Why didn't Islam State, Iraq, Syria ever attack Israel? So, well, historically, hold on. It's not necessarily true that hasn't happened. So during the Yom Kippur War, Iraq actually did supply troops to go fight against Israel. Syria has at times attacked Israel. However, recently, Sunni Islam has really not attacked Israel at all. Why that may be? A lot of people seem to think maybe they're the Sunni Islamic terrorist groups like ISIS were sort of created by our greatest ally. Things like Hamas are funded by our greatest ally. Things like that. So I don't know. But yeah, historically, that's not necessarily true, but recently, that is true. Although, I guess Hamas is Sunni, right? So there's that, but, is what it is. All right. So he says, your channel's super repetitive, bro. Hey, dude, don't fucking watch it, guy. Go watch something else then. If you don't like my channel, go fucking watch something else. What am I, your fucking mom? It's fucking, you guys know what I don't understand is people that come in and watch the videos and watch live streams and then complain about it. It's like, dude, change the fucking channel. Isn't that the craziest shit you've ever seen? Why would you waste your time watching my channel if you don't like my channel? Go watch Hassan. Go watch fucking Sean Hannity or whatever the fuck you're into, dude. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Guys, I spend zero seconds of my life watching channels I don't like. Or commenting on them. I don't like your channel. Okay. Cool. Because fucking thousands of other people do. So go watch something else, dude. I don't know. It's just fucking wild, man. I don't understand people sometimes. I know that you're super miserable and you hate your fucking life. So you're probably that way on everybody's channel. But it is what it is, right? Man. So, hey, Tyrannical. Yeah, go back. It's not playlists. But what I would say is go back to, man, if you just scroll all the way down, go to my videos, scroll all the way down to 2 years ago. That first 6 months is a ton of stuff directly. And the videos are still relevant because the Special Forces qualification course doesn't really change that much. Just go back to my old videos, man. I've got tons of information on this stuff and watch it. Not playlists, but if you just scroll back first 6 months, you're going to find tons of that stuff, bro. All right, last one, and then we're going to jet out of here. I was going to send you all to Ian's channel, but apparently he's not on. I think Nick's probably on, so if I could send you guys there, I would, but can't do it through Rumble. It says 3 fingers deep with the round ice ball and have food scoop for grand pappies here for the kids on Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Thank you. I believe that's is that you, Bobby? You commented from that one earlier, but thank you. Hey, everybody. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Also, happy Thanksgiving. I know times are hard for a lot of people right now, But if you can, try to find find time with your family and appreciate your family, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. And so we will be back Friday with Taylor Kavanaugh, and we are going to deep dive the French Foreign Legion connection to the possible assassination plot on Candace Owens' life. So that should be a really cool episode. One, Taylor's got fucking just really cool dude to listen to. Really interesting life story. So thank you all, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat. And how we do tonight? What was the length? God, almost 4 hours. These are supposed to be like 2.5 hours, guys. God. But appreciate everybody. Thank you to Jasmine again for being here, moderating the chat. And that's going to do it, everybody. That's going to do it for tonight, everybody. And let's see. Do I have a video coming out tomorrow? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll definitely be back. Wait, is tomorrow Thanksgiving? No, tomorrow's Wednesday. Probably have a video sometime before then. And then our live will be back on Friday. And then we got probably the following week, we're going to do a fun charity live stream with JD Delay, where we donate all the money for local Toys for Tots for the kids. So it's going to do it. And catch y'all in the next live stream. See you guys.